早晨咁多位，或者我哋可以影咗相先啦。好，我哋跟住到電視台嗰邊，係 hold 一 hold 俾電視台影先啦。Sorry。台 OK 未？差唔多啦，嗬。OK， 唔該晒咁多位。好，早晨咁多位，歡迎大家嚟到消費者委員會參加今日選擇月刊第559期嘅新聞發佈會。Thank you for joining us today for the press conference for Choice Magazine issue number 559。好，咁我今日介紹一下今日嘅兩位主講嘉賓先。咁首先呢，就有消委會宣傳及社區關係小組主席蕭景威先生，隔離係總幹事黃鳳嫻女士。Hosting today's press conference are Mr. Clarence Seal, Chairman of the Publicity and Community Relations Committee of the Consumer Council, and Ms. Gilly Wong, Chief Executive of the Consumer Council。記者會首先以廣東話進行，跟住係到一段英文嘅摘要，然後就係提問嘅環節。 The press conference will first be conducted in Cantonese, followed by an English synopsis, and then a Q&A session. 好啦，唔阻大家，我而家將時間交俾 Caris， 唔該 Caris。
唔該 Amy。咁歡迎大家今日出席我哋呢個嘅選擇呢個559期嘅記者招待會啦。今日我哋其實咧就會有5篇嘅文章咧係同大家做個分享嘅。事不宜遲啦，咁我哋去到第一篇先啦。咁第一篇咧其實就係會係關於啲尿滲嘅護理用品嘅。咁我哋就準備咗一條短片，咁麻煩同事係。
戒啱成人紙尿片、紙尿褲、尿滲墊，唔單止用嗰位感覺舒適自在，照顧者嘅負擔都會輕啲。咁點先至可以揀到最合適嘅產品？首先要了解使用者嘅失禁程度同埋活動能力。紙尿片比較適合需要長期臥床嘅人士，方便照顧者更換。紙尿褲咧就比較啱可以自行走動而失禁程度屬於中等嘅或者嚴重嘅人士，用嚟應付去唔切嘅情況。尿滲墊就啱失禁情況比較輕微嘅使用者。跟住要考慮嘅就係滲透性啦，吸收速度要快，回滲同埋滲漏程度夠低就最理想啦。紙尿片方面，有樣本0秒就瞬間吸收晒測試溶液，但係有樣本就需要13秒先吸得晒噃。紙尿褲方面，吸收時間就由0秒到19秒不等，兩者嘅回滲同滲漏表現整體都令人滿意，只有少量樣本嘅表現略為遜色。吸得多又唔滲漏當然係好，但係會唔會好焗呢？唔想皮膚熱到出疹，當然要排走濕氣啦。測試發現，11款尿片同2款尿滲墊嘅透氣程度都幾差，用者穿着時可能會覺得悶熱。呢類產品會長期接觸到使用者嘅私密部位，所以物料有冇有害物質同衛生程度都好重要㗎。消委會報告又有咩發現呢？30款樣本入面有4款檢出少量游離甲醛，有機會刺激皮膚。嚴重嘅仲可能會出現過敏性接觸性皮膚炎添。不過呢啲產品其實都只係輔助工具，患者唔應該過分依賴。一旦出現滲尿、失禁或者排尿困難嘅問題，應該及早求醫。活動能力同環境許可下，應該盡量安排去廁所如廁，例如定時輔助去廁所，或者使用便椅、便盤或者尿壺等等。唔單止可以保持皮膚衛生，亦減少患者心理嘅負面影響同經濟負擔。小便失禁可以因為唔同嘅原因，部分人士可以透過運動嚟加強骨盆底肌肉收縮同埋控制力，預防同改善失禁情況，而且做法相當簡單。1. 可以選擇仰臥、坐低或者站立嘅方式進行，然後將雙腳微微分開。2. 放鬆身體，保持正常呼吸，千祈唔好閉氣啊。3. 好似忍大便咁，收緊肛門、陰道同尿道口嘅肌肉，盡量維持5至10秒，然後放鬆，重複做10次。每日進行3至5組，而且逐步增加收緊時間同埋次數。想了解詳細嘅測試結果同選擇小貼士，立即訂閱第559期嘅選擇月刊啦！
咁消委會咧喺市面咧就購買咗15款嘅成人紙尿片啦，10款穿着式嘅成人紙尿褲，同埋5款嘅尿滲墊咧係樣本去進行測試嘅。咁啊，評估佢嘅滲透嘅性能啦，佢嘅透氣度啦、質量啦、佢嘅衛生程度啦、有害化學物質嘅含量啦、酸鹼值等等嘅。 咁紙尿片同埋紙尿褲以及嘅尿滲墊等等嘅產品咧，其實係需要頻繁嘅更換啦。咁故此咧，消費者喺選購嘅時候咧，自然咧係會將呢個售價咧視為其中一個好重要嘅考慮因素。咁喺今次測試嘅15款嘅紙尿片嘅樣本咧，每一塊咧平均售價咧由4個3去到9個3不等。假設消費者每日需要更換尿片6次啦，咁一個月以30日去計嘅話咧，其實每個月係要花費介乎774元至到1674元嘅，咁個相差咧其實係超過咗1倍。咁至於10款嘅紙尿褲啦，咁佢樣本嘅平均售價咧就由每一條嘅6個半去到12個半不等。咁紙尿褲嘅使用者一般個活動程度咧，通常係比較好嘅。咁喺能力範圍內咧，其實都可以去自己去廁所如廁啦。咁用量咧，其實都會較尿片少嘅。咁我哋假設每一日咧係更換尿褲3次去計算，咁平均每個月咧其實要花費585元至到1125元。咁相差咧亦都係接近1倍。咁整體表現上啦，有2款嘅紙尿片咧嘅總評分咧係達到4.5分或者以上。而平均每一塊咧，其實就分別為5蚊同埋6個2嘅，6個2嘅。咁反觀每一塊嘅售價最高嘅，即係9個3嘅樣本嘅尿片樣本啦，其實總評咧只係得3分，咁個表現咧係較為遜色嘅。咁測試結果咧反映咧，其實產品嘅質素啦，同埋個售價咧，其實未必有一個必然嘅關係喺度。咁消費者咧係適宜去作一個精明嘅選擇。咁測試嘅時候啦，咁技術人員咧係會將呢個測試溶液咧分2次咧倒喺樣本嘅中間位置啦。咁每次就會相隔8分鐘去測試佢嗰個吸收速度嘅。咁透過量度測試溶液接觸嘅樣本表層同埋吸收所需嘅時間，去評估成個嘅樣本嘅吸收速度。咁全部嘅樣本咧，佢吸收時間咧其實都符合內地成人紙尿片同埋紙尿褲嘅標準嘅要求。咁但係唔同樣本嘅吸收速度咧就有一個好明顯嘅差異啦。咁15款嘅尿片嘅樣本咧，第一次嘅吸收溶液咧平均係需時咧0至到13秒嘅。咁第二次測試嘅時候咧，其實就減慢至到平均7秒至到19秒。而有當中嘅5款嘅樣本咧嘅表現咧係非常優異嘅。咁喺第一次咧係試驗咧就能夠喺0至到3秒咧就吸收晒所有嘅溶液。而喺第二次嘅試驗嘅時候咧，個吸收溶液嘅時間咧，亦為10秒嘅或者以下。咁但係有一款咧個樣本咧就比較遜色嘅，無論係第一次用緊13秒定係第二次19秒咧，先至可以將所有嘅溶液咧係完全吸收。咁至於10款嘅紙尿褲嘅樣本咧，第一次吸收嘅所有溶液嘅時間其實都係平均由0秒去到19秒，而第二次咧就平均需時11秒至到34秒，咁個差異都幾大嘅。咁當中有2款嘅樣本啦，喺第一次試驗嘅時候咧，能夠瞬間吸收晒所有嘅溶液啦。咁喺第二次嘅試驗咧，就平均需要11同埋17秒嘅。咁另外有一款嘅樣本咧，個吸收速度咧就較慢嘅。咁第一次同埋第二次嘅吸收時間咧係需要19秒同埋34秒嘅。咁同表現最好嘅嗰個樣本咧係相差甚遠。咁樣本嘅回滲量咧越少，其實都代表咗咧佢個表面越乾爽嘅。咁全部樣本咧都出現咗唔同程度嘅回滲。咁根據量得嘅平均回滲量啦，有7款嘅尿片樣本咧回滲量咧係少過0.5克，咁個表面咧乾爽度係較高。咁但係有一款咧就比較遜色啦。咁嗰個而紙尿褲樣本方面咧就有5款咧表現不俗嘅，咁回滲量係少過0.5克。咁但係亦都有一款係比較差嘅，係達到20.1克嘅。咁我哋睇埋個防漏啦。咁大部分尿片同埋尿褲樣本咧，其實都冇滲漏或者只係有輕微嘅滲漏嘅。咁但係唯獨是有一款嘅紙尿褲啦，佢嘅防漏嘅表現咧係較為遜色。咁另外亦都睇埋個透氣度啦，因為都係非常之重要嘅。咁透氣度太低嘅話咧，其實都會令到穿着者咧喺穿着嘅時候會覺得好局促、好熱嘅。咁所以咧都會促使到皮膚咧好容易出現一啲嘅過敏啦，或者紅疹，尤其是可能喺呢個夏天嘅時間。結果咧顯示咧15款嘅尿片嘅樣本入邊咧，有11款咧可以歸類為唔透氣嘅，咁只有3款嘅表現咧係較為好。尿褲嘅樣本入邊咧，咁整體個透氣度都唔錯嘅，咁有4款咧更加係達到5分。而尿滲墊咧個樣本咧就表現比較懸殊啦，咁有3款咧就達到4分或者以上，亦都有2款嘅外層咧係冇量得 任何嘅水氣流量嘅。咁即係代表咩咧？就係代表呢個透氣表現咧係極不理想。咁綜合結果所有嘅測試結果啦，有2款嘅尿褲樣本咧係能夠同時達到較高嘅透氣度，兼且咧係冇任何嘅滲漏嘅。咁其實顯示到廠商咧，如果佢想做得好嘅話咧，其實做到嘅，即係可以同時間兼顧到防水以及係高透氣度呢件事㗎。至於衛生同埋化學安全方面啦，咁其實所有嘅樣本咧，亦都係符合相關嘅標準要求嘅。咁其實大家都可以睇到，我哋總結咗咧頭先以上嘅一啲嘅結果啦。咁有個表嘅。咁頭先我好概括已經講咗呢個表上面嘅資料啦。咁第一，我哋其實你都可以見到，我哋分咗4個主要嘅範疇啦：吸收程度、吸收速度啦、抗回滲嘅程度啦、呢個防滲漏嘅程度啦，以及呢個透氣嘅程度嘅。咁你見得到吸收速度嚟講咧，紙尿片咧其實一般嚟講都個表現係比較好嘅，咁只有1款比較差嘅啫。咁至於呢個紙尿褲啦，咁其實就有5款呢個表現咧係比較差少少。咁喺抗回滲嘅程度嚟講咧，其實大部分都做得好好啦。咁紙尿片嗰方面，咁你見到其實有10款都係攞到4.5至到5分啦。咁但係有1款咧，其實就比較差嘅。咁至於尿褲咧，咁就係有6款咧都做得好好嘅，咁4.5至5分啦。咁但係有2款咧就比較差。至於防滲漏嘅程度咧，咁頭先都講咗啦，咁大部分都做得唔錯嘅。咁有13款咧紙尿片嘅話咧，其實都係攞到好高分嘅。咁至於呢個紙尿褲咧，其實都有7款咧係做得好好嘅。咁至於透氣程度啦，頭先都講咗，其實好多都表現唔係太理想啦。咁所以其實有11款嘅紙尿片咧，其實係攞得只有1分或者1.5分嘅，就喺呢方面。而呢個紙尿褲嘅話咧，有4款咧就做得好好嘅，咁就有4.5至到5分嘅。咁呢個就頭先我哋提過嘅一啲嘅結果啦。咁消費者喺選購成人尿片啦、尿褲啦，或者喺呢個尿滲墊嘅時候咧，係應該首先要了解使用者嘅實際健康情況嘅。咁例如其實佢會唔會係因為行為不便而引起嘅失禁啦，或者係需要長期臥床嘅人士，咁較適合咧係使用唔易滲漏嘅、透氣度高以及係吸收速度快嘅紙尿片，咁以保持呢個皮膚乾爽啦。但係如果失禁嘅程度較為嚴重咧，咁其實係需要選擇較適宜選擇一啲吸收量比較高嘅產品。至於滲尿量比較多，但係可以自行活動或者係喺協助下都可以自行站立或者行走嘅人士咧，咁其實係可以選用咧穿脱咧就比較方便且透氣度高、吸收程度快嘅紙尿褲嘅。咁若果失禁嘅情況輕微啦，咁例如只係大笑啊、咳嗽啊，或者喺拎重物嘅時候咧，先至有少量尿液失控排出嘅話咧，咁就係可以選擇呢個尿滲墊嘅。咁你見得到我哋有少少嘅圖表俾大家去一個整理咗嘅，係啦。咁左邊就係講緊一啲長期需要臥床嘅人士啦，或者行動不便嘅啦。中間咧就係講緊一啲可以仍然自行去活動啦，或者需要喺協助下仍然都可以自己去廁所嘅一啲朋友啦。而最後就係講緊一啲即係輕微嘅人士啦。咁就按住佢哋嘅需要咧，其實可以選擇翻適合嘅產品。咁消費者咧可以參考咧以下嘅使用或者同埋呢個護理嘅知識嘅。咁無論係紙尿片啦、紙尿褲啦，或者尿滲墊咧，其實通常咧4至6個小時咧就需要更換一次㗎啦。咁喺晚上或者唔能夠或者照顧者冇照顧者可以能夠定時去更換尿片嘅時候咧，咁亦都可以考慮使用一啲吸收量比較高嘅尿片啦。咁如果使用者嘅皮膚係冇傷口同埋健康嘅話咧，咁其實都喺晚上咧，我哋建議係盡量唔好更換啦，以免影響呢個睡眠嘅。咁呢個第2篇嘅文章咧就係關於滑板嘅。咁我哋亦都有一條嘅短片咧係準備咗俾大家睇嘅。咁麻煩同事。
我去咗邊啊？
歡迎嚟到滑板之國，喺呢度每通過一關，你就會知道多啲踩滑板要注意嘅事項。完成所有關卡後，就可以返回現實世界。準備好未？消 消委會今期測試咗16款滑板，全部都通過速度同耐力測試。不過有12款樣本喺以下2項測試中未能達到標準要求。
咁得人驚？
滑板板身兩旁嘅物料唔應該有尖角或突出嘅部分，即使係車軸或者螺絲都唔可以超出板身。而且板身兩頭要有最少半徑為10 mm 嘅圓角，否則好易擦損腳㗎。
好險啊！
恭喜你成功避過咗結構唔安全嘅樣本。一對適合嘅滑板鞋可以防滑減震之餘，更加可以保護腳腕。運動員喺滑板上跳躍，有機會對板身或其他部件造成損耗，甚至破裂，增加發生意外嘅風險。小心啊！喺模擬運動員喺滑板上突然跳起後着地嘅跌落測試中，有成10款樣本都承受唔到撞擊力，佢哋嘅板身或者其他部件都出現破裂，全部唔合格。踩滑板要威，仲要記得戴頭盔同其他護具，減低意外發生嘅機會。恭喜你完成晒所有關卡，等我俾2個小貼士你啦。踩滑板之前要記得檢查滑板狀況，最後要喺合適嘅場地練習，咁就最安全。人冇事先可以做到世界冠軍㗎嘛。
耶！
咁一般消費者咧，或者好較少留意到咧，原來咧滑板咧其實係分咗2個嘅承重級別嘅。咁根據歐洲滑板安全標準 EN 13613咧 ，A 級咧係可以承重20公斤以上至到100公斤啦。咁而 B 級咧為20公斤以上至到50公斤。咁消委會咧根據2個級別嘅標準咧，測試咗市面上16款嘅滑板樣本啦。咁包括咗6款經實驗室評估為呢個 A 級嘅樣本，售價為368元至到2580元，以及10款評估為 B 級嘅樣本，售價為80元至到550元嘅。咁測試嘅結果發現咧，其實只係得4款嘅樣本咧符合安全標準。咁其中3款為承重力較高嘅 A 級樣本啦，咁總評咧係達到4.5至到5分。而至於承重力較低嘅 B 級樣本啦，就只係得1款售價為399元嘅樣本咧，係可以通過安全測試，並且獲得5分嘅總評嘅。咁根據歐洲滑板安全標準啦，板身兩旁嘅物料咧係應該平滑嘅，係唔應該有尖角或者突出嘅部分。即使用作固定輪子嘅車軸啦，以及螺絲咧，亦都唔可以超出板身本身嘅闊度。咁以避免咧使用者雙腳放喺板身兩旁或者腳掌踏地嘅推進嘅時候咧，被突出嘅部分咧係刮傷。咁另外標準亦都要求咧板身係應該有防滑嘅設計啦。咁測試發現啦，5款樣本咧係唔符合標準中嘅結構要求嘅，咁具有潛在嘅安全風險。其中1款 A 級樣本嘅板身兩端咧係呈現尖角狀。圓角半徑咧較標準所要求嘅10毫米咧係短嘅，咁會增加咗咧喺使用時候構成受傷嘅風險。另外4款唔合格嘅 B 級樣本啦，咁其中2款樣本咧嗰個固定輪子嘅螺絲咧係超出咗板身啦，咁突出嘅部位咧或者係會令到呢個使用者受傷嘅。咁有3款嘅樣本啦，嗰個板身表面咧亦都係過度平滑啦。咁使用者咧係會容易滑倒嘅。咁至於跌落測試啦，咁是次呢個跌落測試咧，其實按呢個滑板嘅承重等級咧，我哋模擬呢個運動員喺滑板上面跳動時，可以對滑板造成嘅撞擊啦，同埋嗰個壓力。結果咧係有10款嘅樣本咧係唔合格嘅。咁其中包括咗5款 B 級樣本嘅木板板身啦，其實佢係未能夠承受呢個測試工具嘅重量咧而破裂嘅。而 A 級樣本嘅板身咧，雖然佢係冇破裂到，咁 咁但係其中嘅2款嘅軸承部件呢，亦都出現咗一啲嘅破裂、彎曲，甚至乎係斷開咗。咁 B 級樣本呢，亦都有3款呢，其實係出現咗同樣嘅情況。咁顯示咧用作操控啦同埋穩定滑板嘅嗰個輪軸咧，支撐嘅強度係不足，影響可控性，容易引致使用者失去平衡咧而產生意外㗎。至於標籤方面啦，消費者喺選購時咧係要知道咧滑板嘅承重量啦，其實係有啲困難嘅。咁喺有11款嘅樣本咧，我哋發現到係冇清楚嘅標示咧最大承重量啦。咁令到消費者咧係無法依據自身嘅重量咧去挑選合適承重級別嘅滑板，咁係增加咗呢個安全嘅風險。咁儘管咧香港係未有特定嘅法例要求咧滑板係要標示承重量，咁但係作為一啲關鍵嘅資訊咧，其實所有廠商係應該係主動提供，保障消費者獲取準確資訊嘅權益。咁至於有3款係玩具滑板啦。咁近年咧，其實越嚟越多嘅幼童咧都係學習呢個滑板嘅運動嘅。咁是次咧，我哋測試咧考慮到有3款嘅 B 級樣本啦，咁介乎售價咧係80蚊至到150蚊咧，係同時標示為咧適合3歲或者以上嘅兒童使用。咁消委會咧係進一步咧按呢個歐盟標準咧進行呢個玩具安全測試。咁該3款嘅樣本咧喺合理嘅濫用測試之後咧，都冇小部件脫落或者產生尖角，都係通過咗相關嘅要求。但係喺包裝標示上呢，就全部都未能夠符合標準嘅，咁啊欠缺咗相關嘅安全指引。然而呢，家長其實亦都要留意到啦。根據美國兒科學會呢，其實係唔建議幼兒呢去進行呢個滑板運動嘅。原因係因為喺5歲以下嘅幼童呢，其實佢對於大小肌肉嘅控制啦，其實仍然係一個發展嘅階段。佢嘅反射神經咧亦都係發展緊，咁玩呢個滑板嘅時候咧，可能係會增加咗呢個意外風險嘅。咁消費者喺進行滑板運動嘅時候咧，係必須要提高警覺，以策安全啦。咁啊有少少提示俾大家嘅，咁啊第一個就係購買前咧，其實應該留意包裝上面嘅資訊同埋檢視產品嘅安全度啦，例如佢嘅最大承重量。使用前咧，其實都要再次檢查下滑板嘅結構。睇下有冇一啲出現咗磨損啦，螺絲啊、個轆啊、個輪架啊，或者個板身有冇要檢查下有冇一啲安全嘅隱患啦。咁無論係初學者同埋資深嘅運動員咧，其實都建議咧佩戴防護裝備咧，去減低呢個受傷嘅機會。去到第3篇咧係關於呢個身體檢查計劃嘅。咁定期檢查身體係有助去及早發現啦，同埋治療身體嘅毛病啦。咁但係市面上咧，其實有林林種種嘅體檢計劃同埋相關優惠。咁或者其實消費者都會感到有啲花多眼亂啦。咁消委會咧之前就搜集咗33個基本體檢嘅計劃咧去進行調查。咁啊價格咧係介乎820元啦，至到8310元不等嘅。咁啊價格差異大嘅主要原因咧，其實都相信係同唔同計劃嘅嗰個收費方式係有關。咁唔少嘅醫療機構咧，不時咧都會推出2人同行啦，或者一啲嘅信用卡優惠等嘅折扣咧，去吸引消費者去參加佢哋嘅體檢計劃。咁啊調查發現咧，有超過50%嘅計劃咧顯示咗2個唔同嘅收費。例如咧，佢會標示咗原價啦，同埋優惠價，咁啊營造一個折扣嘅效果啦。咁當中有2個計劃咧，更加只係刪除咗較高嘅價格，咁啊並且淨係顯示咗另一個較低嘅價格。咁但係亦都冇，但係就未標明咗咧，其實佢所表達嘅意思係乜嘢？咁呢類嘅營造緊促銷感覺嘅手法咧，其實係容易令到消費者咧產生一種迫切性嘅感覺，或者會影響佢哋做決定。咁是次檢查咧，亦都睇咗體檢計劃常見嘅8項基本檢查項目啦。咁包括量度身高、體重指標、BMI、血壓、脈搏、量度腰圍、體格檢查、視力測試、色盲測試、心肺同埋腹部護理評估，以及係同呢個醫生或者醫護人員去會診嘅。咁結果發現咧，有超過90%嘅私營機構計劃咧係提供少過一半嘅基本檢查項目，而更加有50%嘅計劃咧只係提供1項嘅評估嘅項目㗎。咁當中只有1個咧係包含6項嘅項目嘅。咁而私家醫院以及佢嘅附屬 醫療中心方面啦，咁有超過90%嘅計劃咧，都係包含超過一半以上嘅基本檢查項目。當中有3個計劃咧，更加係包含全數8個嘅基本項目檢查項目嘅。咁涵蓋嘅範圍咧就較為全面。結果反映，即使用作健康評估嘅基本項目啦，其實每一個計劃涵蓋嘅嘅內容咧都不盡相同㗎。然而，消費者咧就唔應該只係着眼睇緊嗰個基本嘅收費，因為其實唔少機構咧或者會以附加嘅形式咧去提供檢查項目。調查發現啦，私家醫院同埋佢嘅附屬醫療中心咧，以及呢個私營醫療機構咧嘅收費模式咧係各有不同。私家醫院嘅體檢計劃咧，一般咧係會比較高，個收費比較高啦，但係涵蓋嘅項目咧亦都會比較多。而私營醫療機構咧就會較低嘅套餐咧價去作為招來啦。咁但係如果需要進行一啲套餐以外嘅檢查項目咧，就要逐項去額外收費嘅。咁以其中一間私家醫院嘅套餐計劃為例啦，咁價格咧其實係較另一間私營機構為高，但係涵蓋咧就多咗7項嘅項目嘅喎。咁如果喺嗰個私營醫療機構嘅套餐之上，以附加嘅形式啦去加購翻部分嘅項目之後咧，其實兩者嘅總收費咧係相若嘅啫。至於附加項目嘅收費咧，差異都非常都幾大下㗎。咁例如，如果進行呢個運動心電圖嘅檢查啦，調查嘅各個計劃啦，咁其實個收費咧係由1880元至到去到3790元，相差咧係超過咗1倍。而進行呢個子宮頸細胞抹片嘅收費咧，就由288元啦，去到600元嘅。咁同樣嘅相差咧，都係超過咗1倍。咁由於各個機構咧，未必喺嗰個網站上邊咧係詳細列明每一項附加項目嘅收費，咁令到消費者咧其實難以估計咧所需嘅總收費。因此，消費者咧應該係留意套餐入邊所包含嘅項目係咪切合自己嘅需要啦，或者係諮詢專業嘅意見。如果需要購買附加嘅檢查項目嘅時候，應該係向嗰個機構咧查詢附加項目嘅收費，小心比較之後咧嘅總收費之後咧，去睇下係咪符合翻自己嘅預算。部分計劃咧都將同一功能嘅檢查咧分拆咗一啲嘅細項啦。咁例如，如果體檢計劃將呢個肝功能咧就會檢查分拆咗喺度13個項目，或者係將呢個血液細胞分析或者血全像啦，分拆咗14個項目㗎。咁但係檢查嘅項目數量咧嘅多寡咧，其實對消費者嘅實際需要咧未必有直接嘅關係。消費者咧係適宜咧係先去了解清楚相關分拆項目嘅意義同埋自身需要咧，先作決定。身體檢查某程度上咧都係其實係度身訂造嘅服務嚟㗎。咁啊，主要係因為主因咧，其實係每一個人咧，其實個健康狀況啦，同埋面對嘅健康風險咧，都各有不同嘅。咁所需嘅檢查咧，同埋化驗項目咧，都會因人而異。咁消費者咧係應該諮詢咗家庭醫生，由醫生作咗呢個風險評估，並且制定合適嘅健康評估項目。喺進行唔同嘅檢驗嘅過程中咧，其實都存在唔同程度嘅一啲嘅潛在危險啦，同埋或者一啲嘅副作用嘅。例如腸胃鏡咧，其實係屬於一啲嘅入侵性嘅程序啦，有感染咧或者出血嘅風險㗎。一般人士咧係無需定期進行相關嘅檢查。如果檢查嘅過程入邊咧係冇醫生嘅監察啦，咁風險咧其實自然咧亦都有機會增加。雖然喺調查中大部分嘅計劃咧，其實都有呢個醫生參與診斷嘅過程，咁但係其實亦都約有30%嘅計劃咧表示，只係由護士啦、醫護人員啦、健康助理啦、放射性技師啦，或者呢個化驗人員咧去等等咧去進行呢個檢查嘅。撇除冇提供相關資料嘅2個計劃，咁其實有5個計劃咧係冇包括到醫生講解報告嘅。咁一旦結果出現咗一啲假陽性或者假陰性2種誤診嘅情況咧，咁前者咧其實就會令到消費者誤以為自己患上咗某一啲嘅疾病啦，咁或者需要去進行一啲嘅跟進檢查咧，而引嚟一啲不必要嘅金錢損失，或者甚至乎係一啲嘅焦慮。而後者咧就可能會因為呢個走漏眼咧而引致到延誤就醫，情況就更為嚴重啦。因此驗身報告咧由醫生去解讀咧係甚為重要嘅。咁如果出現任何問題咧，咁醫生亦都可以同消費者一齊去商討適切嘅跟進嘅方案。 咁我哋其實都有將7樣常見嘅項目咧都擺咗出嚟一個表嘅，咁啊大家可以睇睇啦。咁啊第一個咧其實最常見就會有一啲嘅健康評估啦。咁啊譬如首先會醫生會按大家嘅家族嘅病史啊、個人生活習慣啊、病徵等等咧去評估究竟佢所需要做啲咩嘅項目嘅。咁第二個咧就係一啲嘅血液分析啦。咁啊譬如睇下會唔會有貧血啊。會唔會啲血液或者骨髓嘅疾病啊？有冇發炎嘅症狀啊？咁呢個就喺血液分析會睇到嘅。咁第三個咧就係一啲嘅血脂肪啦。咁啊用嚟評估一下，譬如心臟病啊、中風啊、心肌梗塞啊，或者啲心血管疾病嘅風險。第四款咧就係會做一啲嘅糖尿嘅測試啦。咁啊診斷下其實會唔會有一啲嘅糖尿病嘅風險喺度啦。之後就會睇呢個腎功能啦。咁啊，評估下本身腎臟本身佢自身嘅功能啦，睇啲指數會唔會有偏高或者偏低，咁啊反映下呢個反映翻呢個腎臟咧，或者會出現一啲嘅問題。之後就睇呢個肝嘅功能啦。咁肝功能就顧名思義啦，咁就睇下究竟會唔會有機會患上咗肝炎啊、脂肪肝啊，或者啲肝硬化嘅風險啦。而最後咧就會一啲常見就係一啲腸道嘅檢查啦。咁啊，通常就會係一啲嘅大便隱血檢查。或者一啲大便嘅常規嘅檢查啦，咁啊睇下究竟會唔會有啲嘅大腸癌啦，或者甚至會其他嘅病啦，亦都會檢查下大便嘅形狀同埋顏色等等咧，去判斷下呢個腸道嘅呢個功能嘅。咁去到第4篇嘅文章啦，第4篇嘅文章咧係關於呢個通渠劑嘅。咁啊，相信咧其實唔少家庭啦都曾經為過家居入邊嘅去水管因為淤塞而感到煩惱嘅，咁或者都會自行去購買一啲嘅通渠水咧去自行處理嘅。咁消委會咧就檢視咗市面上邊17款較為常見嘅通渠劑，咁啊分析佢嘅主要化學成分啦同埋潛在風險，亦都整合咗各個樣本聲稱嘅適用範圍同埋限制。咁每款嘅售價咧，其實介乎咧10蚊至到79.9。咁當中咧有6款咧係液體，有6款係粉狀、果粒狀或者條狀，而3款咧就係啫喱狀，而亦都有最後2款咧就係一個泡沫嚟嘅。咁假設啦，要疏通中等程度淤塞嘅喉管啦，咁按照樣本嘅包裝上邊嘅使用方法咧，其實係每次使用咧係需要花費約個半至到79.9。咁個相差咧係超過咗50倍。大部分通渠劑採用嘅化學成分咧，都係具有呢個腐蝕性啦，係用嚟分解唔同淤生物嘅效能咧，其實都會相應咧係會有所不同㗎。咁譬如廚房嘅升盤嘅去水喉啦，咁其實通常咧都係因為呢個日積月累嘅油脂咧去堵塞咗。咁要溶解呢個油脂咧，其實最好嘅選擇咧就係用一啲強鹼性嘅通渠劑。咁所有樣本入邊當中咧係有11款咧係都標示咗含有呢個強鹼性嘅成分。咁通常咧就含有呢個氫氧化鈉，帶有強烈嘅腐蝕性㗎。咁至於洗手盆或者浴室嘅去水喉咧，通常咧個淤塞咧都係因為呢個毛髮咧去造成。咁有11款嘅樣本咧都標示含有呢個過碳酸鈉或者呢個次氯酸鈉嘅，呢啲都係啲嘅氧化劑嚟嘅。咁一般能夠咧去有效分解毛髮中入邊嘅蛋白質嘅成分。而另外咧，亦都有一款嘅樣本咧係標示含有一啲強酸，即係俗稱強水嘅成分啦。咁呢類咧通常係含有呢個濃嘅硫酸，可以輕易咧去分解或者腐蝕廁紙啦、布啦等等呢啲纖維類嘅有機化合物㗎。咁由於強酸嘅腐蝕性咧係極之高，咁處理不當咧其實係會引起一啲好激烈嘅化學反應啦。一般咧就只係建議由專業人士咧去使用㗎。咁但係其實每一個產品使用嘅範圍咧都有唔同嘅。咁當中亦都發現到咧有5款啦，其實係標明咗咧係唔適用於呢個座廁嘅。咁強酸或者強鹼性嘅啲通渠劑咧，其實都有好強，頭先都提過啦，好強烈嘅腐蝕性。咁若果濺咗喺呢個皮膚等等外露嘅部位咧，其實可以造成嚴重化學嘅灼傷。咁此外，通渠劑亦都如果喺避水去休息去稀釋或者去分解呢個淤塞物嘅時候咧，都會有機會產生呢個高溫，會令到呢啲水分咧係會變到會變水滾啦、變沸騰啦。 咁有機會咧係令到呢個通渠劑咧喺呢個排水口咧係濺出，或者係會揮發一啲帶腐蝕性嘅蒸氣嘅。咁係有機會灼傷呢個皮膚表面啦，或者呢個呼吸道。咁另外使用呢個通渠劑所產生嘅時候咧，都會有啲熱力，咁亦都係會有可能咧係超過咗本身喉管可以承受嘅負荷啦。咁會導致呢啲嘅物料會軟化啦，同埋變形㗎。而喺喉管間嘅接駁位置或者啲軟膠嘅部位咧，係特別容易受到呢個影響。咁情況嚴重嘅話咧，更加可以引致一啲嘅漏水啦。咁如果喉管係金屬物料嘅話咧，咁消費者記住就千祈唔好用呢啲含強鹼或者強酸嘅一啲通渠劑，以免咧因為嗰個化學反應咧而令到呢個喉管咧係乸穿。除此之外啦，咁消費者亦都絕唔應該咧係將呢個通渠劑咧同其他清潔劑咧去混合使用嘅，否則咧係可能會產生一啲嘅有毒氣體。咁情況嚴重嘅時候咧，更加係可能係會引致呢個爆炸。另外部分嘅通渠劑嘅成分咧，亦都會同其他嘅化學物品咧，最常見例如呢個漂白水啦，喺接觸嘅時候咧，係會釋出一啲嘅有毒氣體，例如氯氣嘅。咁多年前咧，其實亦都曾經有啲外國嘅案例咧，喺混合唔同牌子嘅通渠劑嘅時候咧，而不幸造成咧一啲嘅死傷嘅。咁消費者咧係必須要引以為鑑。至於喺個標籤方面啦，通渠劑咧其實使用不當咧可以引致危險嘅。咁消費者其實應該首先要詳細了解產品嘅資訊之後咧，去再作選擇。咁喺調查中咧，我哋見到有4款嘅樣本咧，其實係冇同時以中英文列出安全警示嘅字句啦。而有8款嘅樣本呢，係冇同時用中英文咧去列出呢個使用方法。咁或者咧其實係未能夠符合呢個消費品嘅安全規例嘅要求。咁相關嘅個案呢，其實已經轉交咗海關去跟進。咁此外有5款嘅樣本呢，其實係未有列出呢個產品嘅成分。咁雖然本港嘅法例咧係未必要求咧必須要列出有關嘅資料，咁但係消委會都喺度促請各嘅廠商咧，其實都提升翻產品資訊嘅透明度。另一方面啦，咁我哋講下個包裝啦。咁其實部分嗰個通渠嘅產品咧係可以拆成一啲嘅獨立包裝。咁佢外觀咧有陣時可能係同一啲可食用嘅包裝糖啊、鹽啊，甚至乎可能即食麵入邊嗰啲嘅調味粉咧好相似嘅。咁消費者如果稍一不留神咧，其實可能會錯誤咁食用啦，而後果咧係好嚴重嘅。咁之前其實亦都有一啲嘅案例係見得到嘅。咁消委會咧喺度提醒，其實消費者咧係應該妥善存放呢個通渠品啦。亦都係叮囑家人咧係千祈唔好誤服㗎。除咗使用呢個通渠劑，其實消費者咧其實都可以首先考慮一啲物理嘅方式去通渠啦。咁例如一啲嘅通渠泵啦。咁使用通渠劑嘅時候咧，其實亦都有一啲嘅建議係俾大家嘅。咁首先就係要做好一啲嘅保護措施，例如戴上呢個塑膠嘅手套啦，一啲嘅護目鏡啦，或者眼鏡啦。咁但係千祈就唔好戴呢個隱形眼鏡，以及有口罩啦，或者啲面罩等等。頭先提及過手套啦，咁亦都其實係唔好戴呢個勞工手套嘅，因為咧其實如果用勞工手套嘅話咧，佢嗰個表面物質咧好多時候係會喺濺出嘅時候咧係留咗喺嗰個勞工手套上邊咧，係會將嗰個腐蝕皮膚嘅時間咧係更加長，以及個範圍咧係會更加廣泛嘅。另外亦都其實係避免咧喺家中入邊咧係同一位置咧存放太多唔同種類嘅通渠劑以及清潔劑，以免咧喺洩漏嘅時候咧可能會發生一啲嘅化學反應，以及唔好存放過量嘅化學品。咁去到最後一篇啦。咁最後一篇咧，其實係關於一啲食肆嘅收費嘅爭議。外出用膳嘅時候，咁其實而家大家係都市人日常生活嘅其中一個重要一環啦。顧客其實而家好多時候去到餐廳係需要自行掃描呢個二維碼 QR code 咧去落單嘅，咁亦都越嚟越普遍啦。咁涉及相關投訴咧，其實亦都屢見不鮮㗎啦。咁消委會咧，其實喺2022年嘅全年啦，同埋2023年嘅第一個季度咧，分別係接獲咗1160宗以及330宗關於食肆嘅投訴。咁其實當中亦都有30%咧係涉及咗呢個收費嘅爭議嘅。咁消委會指出，任何嘅商戶咧，其實包括食肆咧，都必須喺交易之前，俾消費者清楚知悉收費嘅安排， 唔應該去到埋單結帳嘅一刻咧，先至徵收先前未有提及嘅費用或者隱藏嘅任何費用。同時應該確保餐牌啦、佢嘅點餐系統啦、店內嘅告示啦、宣傳單張等等嘅咧，其實內容係要清晰一致，亦都要適時咧去更新內容，以免要確保咧所有嗰個資料咧係要準確無誤嘅。此外，食肆亦都應該按唔同嘅呢個人士啦，譬如有一啲朋友咧，其實佢係唔熟悉用呢個新科技，或者唔熟悉用呢個電子落單系統嘅。咁其實佢哋都應該俾呢啲人士咧係可以繼續以呢個傳統嘅方式咧去落單點單，或者提供相關嘅協助。咁有2個個案咧係今日想同大家喺度分享嘅。咁第一個咧，投訴人咧就去到 A 餐廳咧就享用呢個晚飯啦。亦都使用咗呢個二維碼嘅系統去點餐。咁當時咧就顯示出嚟嗰個服務費一欄咧顯示係0嘅，即係唔需要啦。但喺埋單嘅時候咧，收據咧就顯示咗有一個加10%嘅服務費。餐廳當時咧就堅持係有呢個收費啦。投訴人就只好無奈咁樣去俾付清呢個費用。隨後亦都嚟到我哋消委會投訴。A 餐廳就回覆翻我哋消委會稱咧，就每一晚6點之後咧，其實都會向食客咧去徵收呢個加1服務費嘅。但係由於佢嗰個點餐系統咧就啱啱啟用冇耐，部分設定咧其實都未完善。因此咧喺嗰個點單嘅嗰個帳單入邊咧，其實係當時係未有顯示到呢個加1啦。但係 A 餐廳亦都表示咧，已經係向咗呢個系統供應商咧反映，而且作出咗呢個更正，亦都同時向呢個投訴人咧去退回相關嘅款項。而另一個個案呢，就係投訴人同朋友咧去到 C 餐廳去食晏午膳，佢嘅朋友咧就點選咗一杯18蚊嘅樂神花茶啦。投訴人咧就冇點到任何嘅飲品。餐廳嘅職員咧當時就主動遞上咗熱茶俾佢。但係去到埋單嘅時候咧，投訴人咧就發現咧帳單上邊有一項叫做中國茗茶水嘅收費。2個人加埋咧就要俾40蚊。餐廳職員就解釋話熱水其實係屬於中國茗茶水，所以個收費咧就冇錯誤嘅。然而咧投訴人咧就指喺呢個點餐紙雖然係有列明到另加茶芥，但係坊間其實普遍認為茶芥咧係應該包括熱茶啦同埋呢個調味嘅醬料。但係餐廳當時咧就冇提供過任何嘅醬料嘅。加上嗰個點餐紙上面嘅英文嘅翻譯咧就係 prices are excluded condiment fee and tea charge。呢個英文嘅 tea 呢個字咧其實應該係冇歧義嘅。因此咧投訴人就質疑究竟餐廳係咪有呢個隱藏同埋呢個強迫消費之嫌啦。亦都嚟到我哋消委會咧係尋求呢個協助。餐廳咧之後就回覆翻消委會咧，就話其實喺個餐台上面咧，其實另外有餐牌。最後一頁咧，其實就已經列明咗所有嘅固定收費，包括中國茗茶或熱開水，為每位咧就港幣20元嘅。消委會最後咧就消委會亦都指出咗啦，點餐紙啦同埋餐牌內容咧，其實並非完全一致啦。促請 C 餐廳咧再次考慮向投訴人作出退款。不過 C 餐廳最終咧就維持決定不變，但係表示咧理解投訴人嘅不滿，同意改善翻點餐紙上面嘅字眼。食肆喺引進呢個線上系統前咧，其實應該進行測試嘅。之後亦都需要適時咧去更新翻系統嘅內容。食肆同時咧應該要確保咧所有嘅收費政策啦、價格啦、優惠咧都要陳列出嚟啦，同埋睇下係咪一致同埋正確，包括佢哋嘅餐牌、點心紙、電子點餐系統等等。否則咧食肆咧係可能因為錯誤或者遺漏咗呢啲食物或者呢個價格資訊咧，而干犯咗呢個商品說明條例嘅。消費者啦喺光顧食肆嘅時候咧，其實亦都應該係喺入座前咧，先向呢個食肆去了解佢哋嘅收費政策同埋用餐安排，包括睇下係咪有呢個最低嘅消費啦，有冇用餐嘅時限啦，係咪容許搭台等等。喺埋單之前咧，其實亦都應該仔細去檢查呢個帳單收費係咪正確，並且應該保留呢個收據。部分食肆啦，或者係會設有呢個茶芥、小食等等嘅收費嘅。消費者咧其實係可以查閲翻呢個食肆餐牌係咪貼有相關嘅告示，亦都或者可以向呢個職員咧去了解翻個詳情，並且按自身嘅選擇咧去選擇係咪接受呢啲非硬性嘅收費。 咁以上就係5篇嘅今日嘅文章。So now we will move to the English part. So today we are going to share 5 articles published in our the recent 559 issues of the Choice magazine. So the first one is about the diapers, pants, and also the in all the incontinence products. The Consumer Council tested 30 models of adult diapers, pants, and incontinence pads on the market to assess their performance and penetrating quality, breathability, quality, hygiene, the presence of hazardous chemical substance, pH value, and etc. The average price per piece of the 15 adult diaper models ranged from $4.3 to $9.3, assuming users change diapers 6 times per day for 30 days a month. The monthly cost would range from $774 to $1,674, a difference of over 1 flow. The average price of the 10-pant models ranged from $6.5 to $12.5 per pair. Adult pants users usually have relatively better mobility and are generally capable of going to the toilet on their own, so the quantity used would be lower than that of diapers. Assuming 3 charges of adult pants a day, the average monthly cost would range from $585 to $1,125, a difference of almost 1 fold. In terms of overall performance, 2 adult diaper models received an overall rating of 4.5 or above, with an average cost of $5 and $6.2 per diaper respectively. On the contrary, the highest priced diaper model, which is $9.3 per piece, only scored 3 points, which is less satisfactory in comparison. Test results reflect that there is no necessary correlation between product quality and price, so consumers should choose wisely. Users of diapers or pants would expect products to absorb urine speedily while the surface could be kept dry, so as not to affect the comfort of wear. The absorption time of all models matched the requirements of the mainland standard for adult diapers and pants, but there was significant discrepancy in absorption speed. All 15 diaper models took an average of 0 to 13 seconds to absorb the test solutions in first round, and slowed down to an average of 7 to 19 seconds for the second round. 5 models show excellent performance, absorbing all the solution within 0 and 3 seconds in the first round, and around in 10 seconds or less in the second round. 1 model performed less satisfactorily, taking an average 13 seconds and 19 seconds in the 2 rounds respectively. As for the 10-pant models, the average time required to absorb all the solution in the first round ranged from 0 to 19 seconds, while the second round ranged from 11 to 34 seconds, showing rather significant disparities. Diapers and pants are worn for extended period of time. If the absorbed urine is not effectively held, there is a risk that the urine will seep back to the top layer, which will not only undermine the user's comfort, but also increase the risk of infection of the skin and intimate areas due to prolonged contact with a damp surface. All models showed varying amounts of revetting. 7 diaper models revet less than 0.5 gram, thus had a higher degree of surface dryness. 5 pant models performed well with an average revet amount of less than 0.5 gram. Most of the diapers and pant models had no leakage or only slight leakage. In addition, the breathability of the product is also crucial. Low breathability would make the wearer sweater and could cause skin allergies or rashes, especially in summer. 11 out of 15 diaper models could be categorized as non-breathable, while only 3 models had good performance. The overall performance of breathability for pens models was good, with 4 models scoring 5 points, while the performance of pen models varied significantly, with 3 models scoring 4 or more, but 2 were not detected any water vapor on the outer layer, reflecting poor breathability. Overall, test results showed that 2 pens models simultaneously had good performance in breathability and leak-proofness, demonstrating that by using a bottom film with both waterproof and breathable properties, manufacturers could achieve zero leakage and high breathability at the same time. In terms of hygiene and chemical safety, all models comply with the requirements of relevant standards, but 1 model was detected with a small amount of fungi, while 4 were detected with free formaldehyde. In terms of the labeling, many models had ample room for improvement. 5 models only listed the production date without specifying the shelf life or expiry date, while 2 models had not labeled relevant information at all. The consumer recommend manufacturers to label the date of production, shelf life, or expiry date so that the consumers can purchase more recently manufactured products and promptly use them within the shelf life to avoid product deterioration. When purchasing adult diapers, pens, or incontinence pads, consumers should consider the health condition of the user. For example, those who had incontinence due to mobility issues or bedridden are suited for diapers that are less likely to leak, flammable, and have quick absorptions. For heavy incontinence, products with high absorption capability should be used. For individuals who have moderate or heavy incontinence but can walk on their own or stand and walk with assistance, they can opt for adult pants which are convenient to wear and with higher breathability and quick absorption. If the continence is light, for example, only a small amount of urine is discharged when laughing, coughing, or lifting heavy objects, incontinence pads would be a suitable choice. The second one is about skateboards. Since the introduction of skateboarding as an official sport in the Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games, Hong Kong has witnessed a wave of skateboarding fever. As an extreme sport, it is a fundamental requirement that the structure of the skateboard should allow the rider to execute tricks precisely and safely. As such, weight capacity and safety level should be the key considerations when picking a product. However, when the Consumer Council examined the labeling of 16 skateboard models, 11 lacked sufficient information with no indication of the weight limit on the packaging. 12 models failed to comply with European safety standard, of which 5 models were structurally unsafe. 10 models failed the drop test, in which the board of 5 models cracked after test, which might cause a user to lose balance and get injured. The Council also reminds consumers to wear appropriate protective gear when riding a skateboard, so as not to turn fun into tragedy. Skateboards are classified into 2 weight capacity grades. According to the European Skateboard Safety Standard, EN 13613, grade A can bear weight from over 20 kg to 100 kg, while grade B can bear over 20 kg to 50 kg. The Council tests 6 models assessed as grade A and 10 models assessed as grade B. The models were tested on mechanical and physical properties such as structural safety, speed, endurance, drop and impact, and only 4 models comply with safety standard, among which 3 were grade A models with higher weight limit, receiving an overall rating of 4.5 to 5 points. As for the lower weight bearing grade B models, only one price at $399 passed the safety test and received an overall rating of 5 points. 5 phones did not meet the structural requirements set out in the standard, posing potential safety risks. For instance, the deck of one grade A model was shaped with sharp corners on both ends, and the radius of rounded corners was found to be shorter than 10 millimeter standard requirement, which would increase the risk of injury during use. For the other 4 non-compliant grade B models, do have wheel fixing screws protruding beyond the boards which might cause injury to the users. 3 models had an excessively smooth surface, which would increase the slipping risk of riders. Riders perform skateboard tricks by repeating jumps, which may cause wear and tear to various parts of the skateboard. The drop test simulates the impact and pressure on the board when the rider jumps according to the model's weight limit grade. 10 models failed the drop test, among which 5 grade B failed to withstand the weight of the test tube and the deck body cracked. Despite the fact that the grade A boards did not break, the bearing parts of two models were either broken, bent, or even snapped. Upon reviewing the product labeling, 11 models did not have the weight limit clearly marked on the packaging, making it impossible for consumers to select a skateboard of the right grade according to their own weight. For example, adults should not use skateboards that could only carry the weight for children, and people over 50 kilograms should choose a grade A skateboard which has a higher weight capacity. According to European safety standard, skateboard must clearly list information on the weight limit, product name or serial number, manufacturer or supplier, indicate that the product meets the safety standard, and to recommend the use of protective gear. Although currently there is no specific legislation in Hong Kong requiring weight limits label on skateboards, all manufacturers should take the initiative to provide this critical information to protect consumers' right to accurate information. Considering that 3 of the models in the tags, which were priced between $80 and $150, were labeled as suitable for children over 3 years old, the Council further conducted a toy safety test according to EU standards. All these 3 models were found with small loose parts or no small loose parts or sharp corners after the reasonable abuse test, all meeting the relevant requirements. However, the packaging labels of these 3 labels failed to meet standards as they lack relevant safety guidelines. According to the EU standard, the weight limit of toy skateboard is 20 kilograms, generally designed for younger children aged 4 years or less, weighing less than 20 kilograms. Should only be intended for play instead of performing tricks. Parents should also take note that the American Academy of Pediatrics does not recommend skateboarding for young children because for children under 5 years of age, their fine and large muscles control and reflexes are still developing, which might increase the risk of accidents during skateboarding. The third article is about health check plans. Regular health checks could help detect health problems and facilitate early treatment, but consumers might find the wide variety of health check plans are related promotions available on the market confusing. The Consumer Council surveyed 33 basic health check plans with prices ranging from $820 to $8,310, showing a vast price disparity that might be due to varying charging schemes of different plans. Many medical groups launch discounts regularly, such as 2-for-1 or credit cards to attract consumers to join their health check plans. The surveys found that over 50% of the plans displayed 2 different prices, with the labels such as original price and special price to create the impression of a discount. This type of sales tactics, which drive a perception of a limited time offer, could easily induce a sense of urgency and might influence consumers' decision. The survey examined 8 basic examination items commonly found in health check plans, including height and weight measurements, body mass index, BMI, blood pressure, pulse or heart rate, weight measurement, physical examination, visual acuity, color vision test, cardiopulmonary and abdomen examinations, health assessment, and consultations by doctors or medical professionals. Over 90% of private medical group plans provide less than half of the basic examination items, with 50% providing only one assessment item. In terms of private hospital and affiliated medical centers, over 90% of the plans include half or more the basic examination items, of which 3 plans had a more comprehensive coverage of all 8 basic examinations items. The results show that even for basic items used for health assessment, the item and contents covered vary from plan to plan. However, consumers should not solely focus on the basic fees of the health check plans, as many service providers may provide add-on examination items. The Council's survey found that the health check plans of private hospitals and affiliated medical centers generally cost more and covered a large number of examinations items, while medical groups offer lower package prices to attract consumers, but charge extra for each add-on items not included in basic plans. For example, although the package price of one surveyed private hospital was higher than that of another surveyed private medical group, it covered 7 more items. If the fees of each add-on items were added to the basic package price of the private medical group, the total costs were found to be similar. The fees for add-on items were also found to vastly vary, such as the charge for exercise stress test from $1,880 to $3,790 among the surveyed plans, a difference of more than 1-fold. As the various service providers may not list the fees per add-on examinations item in detail on their websites, it would be difficult for consumers to estimate the total cost. As such, consumers should pay heed to whether the items included in plans already meet their needs or seek professional advice. If additional items are needed, consumers should inquire with the service providers on the relevant fees and carefully compare whether the total costs fall within their budget. Health checks are to a certain extent a type of customized service. Each individual has different health conditions and health risks. The examinations and tests required will also vary depending on various factors such as age, gender, health status, and family health history. Consumers should seek advice from a family doctor to conduct risk assessment so as to formulate appropriate health check items based on professional opinions. Different tests pose varying degrees of potential hazards or side effects. For example, gastroscopy is an invasive procedure that carries the risk of infection or bleeding, and the public need not undergo the test regularly. While most surveyed plans involve a doctor in a diagnostic process, in about 10 plans, only nurses, healthcare providers, health assistants, radiology technologists, and/or laboratory personnel were responsible for the screening process. The survey found that 5 plans did not include a doctor's explanation of the report. In the event of false positive and false negative misdiagnoses, the former will lead consumers to wrongly believe that they are suffering from a certain disease or need to undergo follow-up examinations, resulting in unnecessary loss of money and anxiety, while the latter will delay the seeking of medical treatment due to oversight, which is even more detrimental. Therefore, it is crucial for the medical report to be explained by a doctor, and in case of any problems, the doctor can discuss with the consumer on the appropriate follow-up action. The fourth article is about drain and blockers. The Consumer Council surveyed 17 common drain and blocker models on the market, analyzed their key chemicals, ingredients, and potential risks, and revealed the scope of applications and restrictions claimed by the various models. Estimating the amount to unclog a moderately clogged drain, according to the application methods indicated on the package, it would cost about $1.5 to $79.9 for each use, a difference of over 50 times. The chemicals used in most drain and blockers are corrosive in nature, but their efficacy in breaking down different kinds of blockage varies. Drains connecting to kitchen sinks are more likely to be clogged as a result of grease accumulating over time. And blockers containing strong alkaline ingredients might have better performance in dissolving grease. Among all models, 11 were labeled as containing strong alkaline ingredients, usually sodium hydroxide, which is highly corrosive and could break down the molecular structure of the blockage and react with grease molecules to increase its solubility in water, effectively clearing clogs caused by grease. Bathroom drains are usually clogged by hair. 11 models were labeled as containing oxidizing agents such as sodium percarbonate or sodium hypochlorite, which are generally effective in breaking down the protein content of hair. In addition, one model was labeled as containing strong acid. These types of unblockers usually contained concentrate sulfuric acid, which could easily decompose organic fibers such as toilet paper and fabric. Since strong acids are extremely corrosive, improper handling could cause violent chemical reactions and are generally recommended for professional use only. Consumers should pay attention to the scope of application of these products, as 5 models in the survey were specified as not suitable for toilets. One model was labeled with enzymes as an active ingredient. Although specific types of enzyme could be used to break down protein or grease, their reaction is often slower, requiring over 10 times longer than other chemical agents to clear clogs, and are sensitive to conditions such as the temperature and pH. Therefore, they might not be able to clear blockage problem immediately. The chemical nature of drain blockers is powerful in dealing with clogs, but they might be hazardous to the users or pipes if handled improperly. Unblockers with strong alkalis or strong acids are highly corrosive and could cause severe chemical burns if splashed onto exposed area, such as the skin. Moreover, excessive amounts of heat might be generated during the dilution or decomposition action of unblockers, which might boil the solution, causing the unblocker agent to splash out from drains or produce corrosive vapors that could burn the skin or respiratory tracts. Besides, the heat generating during use might exceed the pipe's threshold, resulting in softening and deformations of the pipe's material. Consumers should not use unblockers with strong alkaline or strong acidic ingredients for metal piping to avoid eroding through the material. Moreover, consumers should never mix drain unblockers or cleaning agents, as this might produce toxic gases, which in severe cases might lead to explosions. Some unblockers contain ingredients that might release toxic fumes, such as chlorine gas, when they come into contact with other chemicals, such as bleach. Improper use of drain unblockers could be dangerous, and consumers should understand the product information in details before making a choice. 4 models in the survey did not list safety warnings in both English and Chinese, while 8 models did not have usage instructions in both English and Chinese, which might not be in compliance with the requirements of the consumer goods safety regulations. The products in questions were referred to the CNED for follow-up. Although Hong Kong legislation does not require such information to be labeled, traders have the responsibility to provide sufficient product information to consumers on the foreseeable hazards and proper use of their products. The consumer urges relevant manufacturers to improve product information transparency. On the other hand, some unblockers are packaged into individual packets, resembled packaged sugar, salt, or instant noodle seasoning in appearance, which could cause grievous consequences if consumers consumed inadvertently. According to the Hong Kong Poison Information Center, in 2018, an elderly person who tried to treat low blood glucose level by consuming sugar mistakenly mixed in individually packaged drain and blocker powder with water and drank it, resulting in chemical burns to the mouth, throat, esophagus, and stomach. 2 models in the survey were individually packaged. The council reminds consumers to properly store and blocking products and caution their family members to avoid misuses. The last article is about the disputes in restaurants charging. Eating out is a major part of urban life, and the return to normalcy has allowed more frequently meetings with friends and family. Pay attention to charge details of restaurants, especially with the increased use of self-ordering system through QR code. In fact, complaints related to restaurant transaction on the aspect are frequently found. In 2022 and the first quarter of 2023, the Consumer Council received 1,160 and 330 complaint cases about restaurants respectively, with about 30% involving charge dispute, commonly related to consumers being charged service fees without alignment in understanding and actual charge differing from the price displayed on the menu. The Council points out that all traders, including restaurants, must inform customers clearly of all prices before transactions and should not impose any previously undisclosed fees on consumers only at the point of sales, nor should they conceal any charges. At the same time, restaurants should ensure that the menu, ordering system, in-store signage, and promotional material are clear and consistent, and updates should be carried out regularly to ensure accuracy. This includes ensuring that the prices are correct and whether a service charge is indicated to avoid unnecessary dispute. In addition, restaurants should also take care of consumers who are unfamiliar with new technology or electronic ordering systems by allowing them to continue placing orders in traditional ways or by providing relevant assistance. There are 2 cases we would like to share today. The first case is that the complainant went to restaurant A for dinner while ordering through the QR code system. The service charge field showed a fee of $0, but at payment, the bill indicated plus 10% service charge. The restaurant insisted on the charge, and the complainant had no choice but to pay and later filed a complaint with the council, requesting a refund of the relevant amount. Restaurant A replied to the council that they always charge an additional 10% service charge from 6 p.m. onwards. As their ordering system was recently launched, some settings still need improvement, and the service charge was mistakenly not displayed on the order form. Restaurant A stated that they had notified their system suppliers to rectify the issues, and they were willing to refund the charge to the customer. The Council reminds restaurant aides that they must display charges prominently on the menu and in-store signage, especially whether a service charge is applicable at different dining times, and to update their ordering system to ensure that customers are clearly informed. The second case, the complainant and his friend had lunch at restaurant C, where the friend ordered a $18 cup of hibiscus tea, while the complainant, ordering no drinks, was served hot water without prompt. At bill settlement, the complainant discovered a charge for Chinese tea on the bill, a total of $40 for 2 people. Restaurant staff explained that hot water was classified under Chinese tea, and thus the charge was correct. The complainant pointed out that although the order form stated tea and condiments will be charged, it is generous understanding that tea and condiments should include hot tea and sauces, whereas the restaurant staff did not serve any extra sauces. Moreover, as the English version on the order form specified that prices are excluded condiment fee and tea charge, where there was no ambiguity in the word tea. The complainant suspected that the restaurant was involved in concealment and false payment. He therefore sought assistance from the council and demanded a refund of $40 from restaurant C, and suggested that all items of mandatory charges should be clearly shown on the order form. Restaurant C responded to the council that a separate menu was placed at each table and all mandatory charges were stated on the last page, including Chinese tea or hot water at $20 per person. The council pointed out the discrepancy between the order form and the menu, and urged Restaurant C to reconsider refunding the complainant. Restaurant C ultimately maintained the decision against a refund and indicated understanding of the complainant's graveness, and expressed willingness to revise the wording on the order forms. Restaurants should test online system before introducing and update the system regularly. Restaurants should also ensure that pricing policies, prices, and special offers are consistently and correctly displayed, including on menus, dim sum order forms, electronic order systems, and etc. Otherwise, restaurants may be liable under the Trade Description Ordinance due to incorrect or missing food or price information. That's all the 5 articles sharing today.
Thank you, Paris. 而家開始答問嘅時間嘅，咁我哋會跟翻頭先文章分享嘅次序去進行答問。咁首先呢，就係尿滲護理產品。Let's start with incontinence care products first。係 RTHK。
兩位你哋好，香港電台都係想問翻資料片嗰度先嘅。都見到話有部分嘅產品就驗到有真菌同埋甲醛啦。雖然話係冇超出嗰個嘅標準上限，但係其實會唔會即係對於消費者或者使用者都會有一啲嘅風險咧？同埋另外就係即係都有啲產品就冇列到嗰個保質期啊、有效期啊，有啲就即係完全都冇呢啲資料啦。其實對消費者嚟講，你哋覺得會唔會其實冇乜保障啊，或者甚至乎即係會有啲乜嘢風險或者影響咧？會唔會即係都提醒翻或者促請翻個廠商去即係做翻呢一啲嘢咧？唔該。sorry， 最後仲有一個數字想 clarify 咧，就係嗰個嘅問咗呢兩樣先，唔該。
答你第一條問題先啦，就今次我哋咧就有4款樣本就驗出咗少量嘅游離甲醛啦，同埋有1款咧 就係驗出咗有輕微嘅真菌，少量嘅真菌。咁但係整體嚟講咧，都係符合呢一個國標嗰個標準嘅。咁當然啦，你就會問啦，咁若果係有呢一個少量嘅真菌，或者係有呢一個游離甲醛嘅話，咁究竟有啲乜嘢嘅風險咧？個風險咧就係最緊要就係會唔會造成一個如果係真菌嘅話，當然就係細菌嘅感染啦。咁但係我哋今次咧睇到咧就有一啲嘅我哋驗嘅菌啊，譬如金黃葡萄菌啊，或者係溶血性嘅鏈球菌啊，呢一啲嘅致病化膿嘅大腸桿菌啊等等咧，都係冇嘅。咁就主要咧就係有一款樣本咧就驗出咗少量嘅真菌。咁呢個咧就係嗰個細菌感染嗰個問題啦。咁但係若果講到游離甲醛嘅話咧，就係就會有個風險咧，就係話會刺激用者嗰個皮膚。咁如果嚴重嘅話咧，就可能會出現呢個過敏性接觸性嘅皮膚炎。咁所以咧就係當個皮膚係會比較差啲嗰陣時，咁當然咧就若果係驗到有呢一啲嘅物質嘅樣本咧，咁當然就要再小心啲啦。咁但係整體嚟講咧，都係符合咗嗰個標準嗰個要求嘅。你第二條係乜嘢？
嗰個有效期限同埋嗰啲資料嘅問題。
有效期限嗱，其實咧今次就我哋睇到真係唔係幾理想嘅，因為今次嗰個標籤嗰度咧有5款咧就淨係講咗佢嗰個嘅有效期有18款咧就同時標示咗呢個生產嘅日期同埋有效期同埋保質期，但係有5款咧就係淨係標示咗有效期或者係保質期，咁而5款咧只係列明產品嘅生產日期，就冇講到明嗰個保質期或者有限期。咁其實咧就大家記住一樣嘢咧，就係呢一啲嘅成人嘅紙尿片、紙尿褲同埋尿滲墊啦，都係唔係真空包裝。咁佢其實香港嘅天氣咁潮濕啦嚇，咁你擺喺度，如果擺置得耐嘅話咧，其實咧都會可能咧有機會令到嗰個嘅產品咧會受到呢一個污染啦，又或者咧係變質。咁所以咧，我哋覺得咧就儘管而家冇一個特定嘅法例係監管呢一個紙尿片或者紙尿褲呢一類型嘅產品，但係都係受呢個消費品安全條例嗰個嘅要求。咁所以咧喺嗰個生產商嗰度咧，我哋都會覺得咧佢絕對有空間去改善咧，就係提供相關嗰個資料啦。咁如果我哋去睇翻呢一個海外嗰個譬如話喺國內嗰個做法啦嚇，其實國內咧嗰個嘅要求咧都係嗰個生產期啦、保質期啦、同埋嗰個有效期咧都係有要求咧，就係佢去展示出嚟嘅喺嗰個包裝嗰度去標明嘅，同埋咧就係嗰個批號啦嚇，都係要有埋嘅。咁而譬如話我哋去參考翻日本啦嚇，咁佢咧就係一個尺碼啦、保濕度啦、原料啦同埋儲存方式咧就有要求嘅。呢一個係佢嗰個嘅標籤訂立嗰個嘅指引。咁但係咧呢一度亦都有改善嘅空間咧，就係冇包括嗰個保質期同埋有效期。咁但係我哋作為好多唔同嘅產品嗰方面，我哋研究完之後咧，其實呢一啲係啲好基本嘅資訊。咁我哋都希望咧廠商咧就住我哋今次呢個報告嗰個嘅研究嘅結果咧，都從出去作出嘅改善。因為其實呢啲資訊咧係唔困難去提供嘅，就你真係只要係記得要提供呢一啲資訊俾個消費者去選擇，同埋消費者知道咗之後，有一啲可能就快到期嘅產品要快啲用咗佢啦，又或者係屋企唔好儲存過多，萬一係近乎到期嘅話，佢哋會知道啦，或者係有過期嘅產品嗰陣時，佢都會要留意清楚究竟會再唔再使用呢啲產品啦。呢啲都係消費者一個好重要嘅知情權，同埋一個好基本嗰個嘅產品資訊需要去提供咯。
有冇第二條問題？係呢位係有線電視。
你好，有線嘅都想問翻咧，尿片咧如果透氣唔好咧，會引發啲乜嘢嘅問題咧？同埋會唔會話持續用幾耐咧就會有呢啲嘅皮膚上嘅問題啦？咁同埋嗰個吸收速度方面咧，即係見到有0秒嘅又有10幾秒嘅都有啦。咁除咗話個用者會唔舒服啲之外，會唔會有啲乜嘢健康上或者皮膚上嘅影響咧？唔該。
先答咗你第一個問題先，關於透氣嗰個問題。其實透氣嗰個問題咧，其實就正正就係因為我哋嗰個透氣其實都引申咗係嗰個潮濕嘅問題啦。咁其實如果咧嗰個透氣問題就係講緊第一件事喺夏天，其實可能就會大家嗰個使用者會好唔舒服啦。咁另外其實亦都因為嗰個潮濕嘅問題咧，有可能會引申咗一啲其他皮膚嘅一啲嘅情況，例如可能會有濕疹啊，或者一啲嘅痕癢等等嘅問題嘅。咁所以呢一個咧其實都作為舒適度又好，或者嗰個健康都好咧，其實透氣度係都好重要嘅。咁另外咧就係講緊嗰個吸濕速度。 咁吸濕嘅速度嘅話咧，其實的而且確我哋見得到咧嗰個表現咧係好參差啦。咁但係其實全部咧都係符合咗呢一個嘅標準嘅。咁頭先你講緊嗰個就係話會唔會影響嗰個健康嗰度？反而其實嗰個吸濕速度嘅話咧，其實就如果而家我睇咧，就全部都係其實係符合咗個標準啦。咁但係當然啦，其實亦都嗰個表現越好嘅時候，其實都可以幫到咧，就避免咗嗰個嘅個液體咧喺嗰個表面咧停留太耐，係啦。咁其實都會牽涉到頭先我哋嗰個問題。至於你話要幾耐換一次嗰個，其實頭先都講咗啦。其實建議咧，其實4至6個小時咧就最好更換一次啦。因為其實始終太耐嘅話咧，都唔係對即係對於個使用者嚟講都唔係話太過個皮膚唔係咁健康嘅。
係，仲有冇另一條問題？Any more questions on this topic？ 如果冇，我哋就去進入第二個題目嘅，咁就係個滑板嘅。We are now moving to the topic on skateboard. Any questions from the floor？ 係 Now TV。
你好，Now TV 嘅，首先想問咧，就係其實見到都16款裏面有12款係唔達標嘅，其實都覺得呢一個數字上面係咪都幾誇張呢？另外就係從一啲唔達標嘅滑板上面，其實可能喺佢哋嘅產地啊、級別啊、種類或者價錢，其實有冇發現邊一啲可能有機會係比較高風險係唔達標嘅呢？另外就係想問下今次呢個測試其實係咪專門即係為一啲滑板而設嘅一啲測試？即係佢哋會唔會係唔能夠完全去模仿一啲運動員嘅動作，先至令到有咁多滑板有啲損傷咁樣咧？唔該。
你頭先第一個問題呢，就係問嗰個同個產地有冇關係係咪？咁其實我哋今次呢，就唔係話個個產品呢，喺16款產品裏面呢，唔係款款都話到俾我哋聽嗰個聲稱嘅來源地嘅。咁但係就算係話我哋有嘅聲稱嘅來源地啦，就我哋而家睇到係主要係中國內地啦嚇。咁但係呢，佢亦都有一啲呢，就係非常之高分嘅，攞到5星嘅。亦都係有一啲咧，就係比較低分啲嘅。咁但係裡面咧，亦都有有成8款咧，係冇話俾我哋聽嗰個聲稱嘅來源地。咁呢一個咧就某程度上，我會個睇法咧就係同嗰個產地來源係冇必然嘅關係，反而咧就係究竟嗰個嘅廠商，即係個生產商自己本身點樣去設計嗰個滑板啦，點樣去揀選個材料啦，點樣去點去製造啦，同埋點樣去品質監控啦。呢幾方面咧，反而先係嗰個嘅重點嚇。咁所以咧，我哋會覺得咧，就係喺今次呢一個測試結果裏面咧，就明顯地咧就睇到好多唔同嘅產品咧係有改善嗰個空間。我哋亦都希望促請個廠商咧係就住我哋今次嗰個嘅研究嘅報告裏面咧，就係要盡快作出個改善咯。因為始終滑板呢一個運動咧都係一個我哋叫 extreme sport， 即係一個叫極限嘅運動啦。咁所以咧都係有存在嘅一定嘅風險。咁亦都係需要係從中去改善咯。
如果係嗰個價錢或者係個級別上面，會唔會都見到個
如果係級別上邊咧，就係我哋因為其實若果係滑板嚟講咧，係根據歐盟嗰個標準啦，其實都係分咗個 A 級同埋個 B 級啦。咁個 A 級咧就係嗰個身體嗰個重量咧就係由20公斤或以上啦。咁亦都咁，但係咧就如果係 B 級嘅話咧，就係20去到50啦。咁我哋明顯係睇到咧，就係喺今次嚟講咧，如果攞到5分嗰個嘅5星嘅產品裏面咧，有2個係屬於 A 級，一個就係屬於 B 級。咁而咧就係一啲相較嚟講係比較低分少少嗰啲咧，都係屬於一啲 B 級嘅產品。但係 A 級咧都有2個咧，都係相對嚟講比較低分啲。咁所以級別上邊，如果講話高分咧，就可以咁樣去分別咯。咁但係咧就係個重點，反而我哋就會覺得消費者一般嚟講咧，就唔係好認識原來滑板咧係會分呢一個 A 級同埋 B 級嗰個身體嘅重量。所以今次呢一篇文章裏面咧，我哋都係特別去指出，因為當你買嗰陣時就純粹係諗嗰個滑板靚唔靚啦，設計好唔好啦，顏色中唔中意啦，有冇特別嘅簽名啦，又或者係自己望落踩上去覺得好冇 feel 啦，純粹係根據呢啲咁嘅選擇嗰個嘅條件嘅話咧，係未必係完全最啱嘅，因為嗰個承載量咧、嗰個承重量咧係一個好關鍵嘅因素，但係好多時咧啲消費者亦都會忽略咗，甚至乎賣嘅商戶啦都冇提供相關嘅資訊俾個消費者，咁所以我哋覺得咧喺呢一方面咧，亦都係需要改善咯。
商台啊。
好啊，想請教下咧，即係都提到 而家即係政府都冇法例係要求即係滑板應該要標示嗰個承重量㗎嘛，會唔會都建議翻政府可能要即係喺呢一方面要修例啦？咁同埋即係除咗向即係消費者買呢啲滑板車之前，可能再去了解翻嗰個資訊之外，其實會唔會從一個監管角度有其他措施係可以即係確保到滑板車嗰個安全嘅標準咧？唔該。
講翻而家香港嘅法例先啦嚇，咁我哋有2條法例咧係可以保護到個消費者，一個咧就係一個消費品安全條例，我哋成日都聽到噶啦 Consumer Goods Safety Ordinance。另外一個咧，如果係小朋友嘅話咧，就係玩具同埋兒童產品嘅安全嗰個條例 Toys and Children's Product Safety Ordinance。咁而咧嗰個嘅要求咧係一個原則性嘅要求嚟嘅，就係要符合一般安全嗰個規定。咁咧就係當中考慮咧，就當然咧就係要個消費品自己本身有冇採取足夠嘅標記啦、存放啦、使用嘅指示同埋警告啦，同埋嗰個產品最緊要就係合乎一個合理嘅安全程度。咁若果係兒童嗰個嘅滑板嘅話咧，就係受呢個兒童同埋玩具同埋兒童產品安全條例去監管。咁而咧亦都係喺呢一個條例裏面咧，亦都明確要求咧就係符合歐盟玩具安全標準 EN 711嗰個嘅標準安全嗰個要求咧，亦都係應該要附上相關嗰個安全嘅指引嘅。咁所以咧，唔係話冇法例去監管呢一啲嘅產品。咁但係當然啦，就係每一個若果萬一係有一啲違規嘅情況嘅話，咁係會視乎每一個個案。咁但係咧就係啲生產商亦都係需要留意嘅，因為咧就係喺呢啲產品上面咧，其實咧就係嗰個不論製造商、進口商同埋供應商啦嚇，都應該係喺嗰個標籤上邊咧，就係有足夠嘅安全使用嗰個指引。咁若果個消費者自己本身冇掌握到相關嘅資訊而引起相關嘅法律責任嘅話咧，可能咧就係呢啲嘅廠商咧就係需要承擔佢嗰個責任㗎。咁但係當然啦，有一啲情況亦都係好視乎個別嘅情況嘅。譬如話，如果個家長自己本身冇妥善看管自己嘅兒童而去招致到個意外，又或者係你明明初學嘅，你係做啲高難度動作等等，咁而呢一啲嘅客觀因素同埋嗰個事故嗰個嘅情況咧，都係未必係會令到咧嗰個廠商咧係需要嗰個負起嗰個責任㗎。咁所以咧即係未必負起嗰個過失嗰個所致啦。咁所以咧喺法例上邊係有得規管，咁另外咧就係嗰個廠商同埋嗰個消費者都係有嗰個責任喺度咯。
係情報嘅，唔該。
想問下咧，其實今次嗰個樣本採購咧，即係喺運動鋪啊，同埋啲滑板店都有啦。會唔會話見到係採購嘅地點咧，同佢哋嘅安全性係有個關係咧？會唔會建議消費者可能喺運動鋪或者喺滑板店買就會比較安全咧？另一點咧就係想問翻關於極限運動嗰度啦。咁今次嗰啲產品都有啲係玩具啦。其實如果佢係一個玩具嘅用途，或者同一般可能做一啲運動性質係咪都有差別咧？如果嗰個消費者想買嚟係做一啲叫做極限運動嘅訓練嘅時候，其實有冇一啲指標可以參考翻咧？唔該。
唔好意思，再問多次，因為太快。可唔可以聽多次？
嗰個採購地點嗰個係啦，同安全性今次發現有冇關係？同埋就係嗰個如果用嚟做極限運動嘅話，其實會唔會有另外一個指標咧，同玩具嘅指標會唔同咧？唔該。
OK， 好嗱，咁其實咧採購嘅地點咧，就同嗰個滑板自己本身嘅安全性咧，就冇一個特定嘅關係嘅，因為我哋都係。其實我啲同事點樣去揾嘅咧，就係去好多唔同嘅鋪頭嗰度去睇下究竟有冇滑板呢個產品啦。咁然後咧就睇下究竟邊一啲比較係普遍啦，同埋咧就有邊啲類型啦。咁我哋咧就喺嗰度咧去採購嘅。咁所以咧係採購嘅地點同嗰個嘅安全度咧係冇嗰個必然嘅關係嘅。咁反而咧就係因為我哋今次始終係第一次做我哋呢個滑板嘅測試啦嚇。咁我哋涵蓋咧就會比較闊啲，就係會有一啲係嗰個傳統嘅一般嘅滑板啦，同埋咧我哋特別咧都係有採購到呢一啲玩具嘅滑板咧，就順便去做埋呢個測試嘅。咁嗰個測試嘅結果大家都會睇到啦，喺嗰個安全嗰性嗰方面咧，就未必真係好理想啦，即係都比較懸殊同埋強差人意。咁所以咧喺個安全度嗰方面咧，就絕對需要改善啦。咁第二咧就係嗰個極度嘅運動裡面。 你嘅意思，你講多先。
就可能做啲奧運級別嗰啲極限運動啊，即係如果係可能跳起啊、飛躍嗰啲訓練嘅時候，其實今次嗰個調查發現嗰個即係用嗰個玩具安全指標，其實係咪做唔做到嗰啲嘢咧？
其實係兩樣嘢嚟嘅，因為我哋今次揀選一個玩具嗰個嘅滑板咧，就係真係睇翻啲因為而家越嚟越普遍啊嘛，好細個就已經開始玩啦。咁而家嗰啲玩具嘅滑板嗰個嘅安全程度係點咧？咁但係咧，其實一般年青人又或者係成人去玩嗰陣時咧，都係玩一般嘅滑板啦，咁所以咧，我哋咧都係去選購一啲正常嘅滑板咧，就係去做我哋呢個測試嘅。因為就算係大家玩滑板咧，其實都有唔同程度嗰個嘅級別啦嚇，有啲就比較初階啲，就純粹係追求有一啲嘅速度嘅啫。但係呢啲咧，有啲係玩晒嗰個花式啊咁樣樣啦，係講緊係兩個唔同嘅層次啦。咁所以，但係無論點。唔理你係點玩都好，當你去購置一個滑板嗰陣時，咁佢整體嗰個安全程度係點呢？呢一個係一個好基本嘅要求嘅。咁如果你玩嗰陣時，若果佢根本承重量已經係唔夠，然後壓到個板又裂咗，又或者係佢嗰個嘅軸承嗰度呢，即係嗰個承托嗰度呢，亦都係出現咗呢一個破裂啊嗰個嘅或者爛咗嗰個情況呢，其實都唔理想嘅，因為係好容易呢，就係會造成一個比較大嘅意外啊。咁所以喺呢一方面呢，我就覺得呢係絕對需要係嗰個一方面就係進口商、廠商係需要改善。法例上邊係用我哋而家一般嗰個嘅消費品安全條例嗰度去監管。咁但係呢個消費者要增進知識點樣去買滑板呢，都係非常之緊要嘅。咁所以呢，今次呢，我哋係第15頁啦嚇，我哋今次呢一個報告裏面呢，其實都係好扼要咁樣去提供咗一啲嘅資訊咧，去俾啲消費者。咁當然佢哋去買嗰陣時咧，喺今次學習咗呢啲資訊之後咧，咁買嗰陣時咧，亦都係問一啲比較重要啲嘅題目啦，同埋最緊要就係要清楚知道嗰個嘅承載量。因為若果係覺得同一塊滑板可以係一個好重嘅人玩，同一個好輕嘅人玩咧，係講緊兩回事嚟嘅。若果佢嗰個係屬於個 A 級或者係 B 級。
RTHK。
English questions. So, because among those skateboard models you tested, only 4 of them met the European safety standards. So, what should consumers look out for when selecting a skateboard that's both safe and also appropriate for their needs? And also, is there any legislation currently with weight capacity of skateboards, and is that enough to protect the consumers? Or can they do anything, or can manufacturers also do anything to prevent accidents? Thank you.
Regarding the test this time for skateboard, obviously the safety standard that we found is not up to is not that satisfactory, because only 4 fully met the US standard, and for the others there are different discrepancies, including this is more slippery when you ride on it, and also some on its wheels, and also about its trunks, have certain problems. So this is not ideal. In terms of the regulatory side, in Hong Kong right now we have 2 ordinances can safeguard consumers. One is the General Consumer Goods Safety Ordinance, and the other is the Toys and Children Product Safety Ordinance. And for the Consumer Goods Safety Ordinance, obviously it has to meet the general safety requirements. And for the toys, actually there's a requirement about that it has to fulfill, the requirements about toys. But one thing, that we better, advise consumer is when you buy this kind of skateboards, it is very important for you to equip more knowledge about what are the key criteria for you to purchase the skateboard. Because if you are just basically follow the design, whether it is stylish and also whether it is trendy and the price, these kind of factors, but without looking into the weight that it could carry, that would be creating a risk for yourself, because fundamentally, to what extent that the skateboard can carry a weight is very important. And based on the European standard, it can be classified into the A type and B type. A type is 20 kilograms and above, and the other for B type is 20 to 50 kilogram. So if a very heavy person get onto a B type skateboard, that will create a much higher risk, for yourself. So this is very important for consumers to take note. And furthermore, when you buy the product, obviously you have to examine the wheel, the deck, and also the trucks, very carefully, because this time we also found, some structural problems for certain protruding parts that can that may create higher risk when you ride on it. So these are things that you have to take note on instead of just looking about the design. So hopefully the consumers at this time will become more smarter when you equip with more knowledge. And on the other hand, the trader is also very highly responsible as well. When you import or any products, it's better to fulfill the safety requirements of general safety requirement, especially if you are buying it from the EU market. It's specified very clearly that it has to meet up with the EN 13613, the safety standard for skateboard, and also it will have the CE mark imprint onto it. So that may be another piece of information that consumer could refer to when you buy a safe product.
仲有冇關於滑板嘅問題？係東方日報，唔該。
你好嘅，想請教翻咧，見到嗰個測試報告啦，咁有兩款嘅 A 級啦，即係第9、第10項啦，係 A 級啦，但係喺嗰個跌落個測試入邊嗰個轆嗰個承載嗰個部分都出現嗰個破裂啦。咁其實係嗰個 A 級嗰個指標，其實喺呢個位係咪即係其實都個意義係喺邊度咧？咁同埋即係如果見到有啲例如係9號、10號嗰個，其實都係本身係貨普通嘅滑板啦。咁而出現呢個問題，其實係如果啲消費者買咗呢啲產品嘅時候，即係而家應該點樣做咧？係咪又要再換牌子，定係點樣咧？點樣處理咧？唔該。
關於你嗰個 A 級個問題啦，咁頭先你講緊嗰個情況就係其實嗰個係個承重嘅情況嚟嘅，咁就唔係一個跌落嘅嗰個測試嘅情況嚟嘅。即係你要明白，首先承重就係究竟企上去嗰個人個體重可以承重幾多，而講緊嗰個跌落嘅測試咧，其實就係講緊就係假設用緊呢一個重量去再做一個衝擊嘅時候，嗰個嘅結果係點樣？係啦，首先要明白兩個嘅概念先，係啦。咁所以咧，其實嗰個 A 級咧係冇問題嘅，因為佢本身就係設計嘅時候咧，佢係承重咗上去，但係未必可以當然啦，而家呢個測試結果出嚟係唔理想，就係因為佢通過唔到跌落測試，但係唔代表喺佢一個平時係一個企上嘅情況咧係承受唔到嘅，係啦。咁呢個就係嗰個分別喺度。
就會問啦，咁消費者而家點樣做咧？即係如果係擁有呢兩個滑板嘅人，嗱咁第一就係承重好緊要啦，就係究竟咩人玩？如果你一個比較輕啲嘅人玩，係普通咁樣玩咧，佢應該構成嘅風險咧，相對嚟講冇咁大。咁但係如果你一個比較重啲嘅人咧，跟住然後你又係玩好多花式嘅話咧，咁當然你擁有呢一個呢啲滑板嘅人咧，咁就當然要加倍小心啦嚇，因為當你玩嗰陣時，你自然自己構成嘅風險亦都會比較高啲。咁你係咪用呢一個滑板去玩，定係你好多時如果係一啲好專長玩滑板嘅人咧，可能一個人擁有幾個滑板嘅，咁係咪揀選呢一個滑板咧？咁呢一個就係消費者自己本身嗰個要衡量嗰方面啦。咁但係你話係咪要即刻換咗佢咧？咁又未必，因為咧頭先我都提到啦，就如果你係普通咁樣碌下一個比較輕啲嘅人去玩，照道理就應該佢嗰個問題冇咁大咯，因為佢而家係過唔到嘅咧，就係嗰個跌落嗰個測試嘛。
係，仲有冇關於滑板嘅問題？係有線電視嘅。
係想問翻咧，如果一個大人咧用錯咗 B 級嘅板咧，會有啲乜嘢具體嘅危險啦？即係啦，咁同埋想問翻有啲滑板會唔會有一個使用嘅年期或者期限？因為香港都可能有時有潮濕落雨啊，或者個氣候都未必同外國啦咁樣，會唔會話因為板可能都成幾千蚊咁樣，可能會唔會用得到幾耐咧？消費者會唔會有個期限係知道咧？同埋想問翻嗰個螺絲帽嗰個問題咧，咁我見到有廠商咧回應就話，即係嗰個設計，即係超出個板身嗰個設計咧係符合安全啦。咁同埋又話啲國際品牌都建議用一啲比較長嘅，即係7寸長嘅長架啦咁樣。咁想問翻消委會會唔會有一個回應咁樣咧？唔該。
第一 第一個答你就係、若果一個重啲嘅人去咗呢一個 B 版，有啲咩後果係咪？當然會責冧佢咯。因為佢係20到50 gram 嘅啫嘛，即係如果你係一個200磅重嘅人走上去一個，佢可以承重量只係50 gram 嘅，咁自然就會責冧佢噶啦。其實50 kg，sorry，50 kg， 20到50 kg，咁但係即係大約110磅左緊啦嚇。咁如果你係過重嘅話，你係200磅，跟住然後你踩上去嘅話，咁啊好容易會責冧佢咯。呢個就係最簡單嘅風險啦。咁所以咧就點解我哋話嗰個承重量就係非常之緊要啦？因為可能你一塊滑板玩好耐，嗰個細路仔原本以前係30-40 kg， 跟住然後慢慢長大嗰陣時過咗50，其實50唔係話好重嘅啫喎。咁但係如果你係過重嘅話，去擲上去嘅話，咁咪容易會砸爛佢咯。咁啊，第二咧就係其實呢啲就冇話特別一個使用年期嘅，但係咧我哋都會建議咧就係你要定時定候咧就係去檢查翻個滑板。因為咧任何部件咧都係會破損嘅，不論塊板自己本身個轆同埋塊膠等等咧同埋佢嗰啲嘅軸啊等等啦，或者係佢嗰個主幹啦嚇嗰個輪架咧都係會有呢一個耗損嘅。咁所以若果你唔理佢不斷咁樣玩，咁佢不斷咁樣耗損，等於車一樣人一樣咁都會耗損嘅話，咁啊容易會產生呢一個問題啦。咁所以我哋其中一個好重要嘅建議咧，就係當你去玩嗰陣時咧，永遠都係要檢查清楚先。咁若果你真係擺咗太耐，突然之間心情興起攞翻出嚟玩，又唔知佢安唔安全嘅話咧，就最好自己都係去檢查清楚，同埋攞去滑板鋪嗰度揾人幫你望一望。如果係有一啲部件係需要真係會換嘅，或者啲螺絲鬆咗嘅話咧，都起碼整翻好，確保佢安全之後先使用咯。咁第三條問題係乜嘢？螺絲帽。
關於螺絲帽嗰個問題，你頭先講係突出咗嗰個回應啊嘛。咁但係其實本身嗰個標準要求咧，其實就係唔應該突出嚟嘅，即係呢個係標準嘅要求嚟嘅，係啦。咁但係當然啦，咁佢廠商有個回應，咁但係其實我哋都係根據翻個標準咧去做我哋呢個報告，咁就如實翻去俾消費者知道啊。其實而家咧就係我哋度到咧，就係佢嗰個螺絲帽咧係超出咗本身嗰個板嘅闊度。係啦，咁呢個就係我哋喺嗰個調查入邊咧就發現到嘅。
仲有冇滑板嘅問題？如果冇，我哋就去身體檢查計劃。We are now moving to the topic on body check plans. Any questions on body check plans? 有冇關於身體檢查計劃嘅問題？哦，OK。
都見到咧，嗰個身體檢查所嗰個收到嗰個投訴咧，都係咁多樣之中都相對地高啦，即係僅次於食肆嗰個爭議啦。咁想問翻，會唔會多數係一啲乜嘢類型嘅投訴？會唔會有一啲具體嘅個案可以分享得到咧？唔該。
好啊。好，咁啊我哋係舊年2022年啦。嗱，我哋用過去2020年去到2022年啦。咁我哋2020年咧就收到87宗，咁去到2022年咧56宗，咁而我哋今年頭嗰4個月咧就收到18宗。咁裏面咧其實主要嘅投訴嗰個嘅內容咧，就係覺得喺嗰個銷售手法嗰度咧係佔咗。如果我用2022年去計啦，因為56宗嗰度容易啲去講，咁就喺嗰個銷售手法係檢查過程裏面咧係不斷銷售或者誤導銷售。咁陣間我可以講一個個案俾大家作為一個參考啦。咁另外咧就係有啲收費同埋價格嗰方面嘅爭拗啦，就係有12宗。頭先講銷售手法嗰度咧有14宗。咁另外咧就服務質素咧就係啲職員服務個態度唔好啊，就佔咗12宗。咁另外咧就係有10宗咧都係牽涉到咧更改終止合約嗰陣時咧取消檢查咧就退唔到款，或者係遲遲都唔退款。咁呢度咧都有10宗嘅。咁我諗大家會有興趣嘅咧就係一個銷售手法嗰度個檢測個過程裡面點樣去不斷推銷或者誤導嘅推銷啦嚇。咁有一個個案咧就係我揭翻先。係啦，呢個個案咧就係咁樣嘅，就係咁有個投訴人咧就喺數日之前就收到電話，就係去同佢推銷呢個檢查服務啦。咁全身檢查52項咧，加1項嘅超聲波咧，就收費就係500蚊。咁於是咧佢就預約咗啦，就係去享用呢個服務啦。咁啊覺得都幾抵下嘅。咁但係咧就佢俾完嗰500蚊嗰個嘅附加費之後咧。即係俾完晒啲錢啦，同埋俾埋嗰500蚊嘅附加費之後咧，咁佢又一定要填問卷噶嘛。咁佢填完問卷之後咧，個職員咧又同佢 sell 啦，就話你不如買超聲波服務啦。咁啊價值咧就2300蚊。咁佢就問啦，我之前已經買咗個超聲波500蚊嘅咯。咁呢個超聲波同之前嗰個超聲波有啲咩分別咧？咁嗰個銷售員咧亦都唔係話即係嗰個 嗰個服務員啦嚇，又唔係話好解釋得到，咁啊純粹就猛咁講咧，就係話，如果你而家唔買嘅話咧，之後你要再可能有需要再以呢個服務嗰陣時咧，要成1萬蚊咁多㗎咁所以咧嗰個消費者就會覺得啊，可能呢一個超聲波全面啲，就比我之前嗰500蚊就冇咁全面，咁所以仍然都俾咗個2300蚊，咁但係都算啦。咁完成咗檢查之後咧，咁啊嗰個職員咧就叫佢再入房啦，咁咧就話佢咧就係個前列腺咧就屬中度肥大。咁啊，企圖去游說咧，佢咧就接受呢一個癌指數嘅檢查。咁咧就話，如果你當日收埋再做埋嘅話咧，就2800蚊。但係如果你遲啲嚟做嘅話咧，又要成1萬蚊㗎啦。咁所以咧個投訴人就會覺得，咦，我又未有醫生去幫我睇我究竟係咪前列腺屬呢一個中度肥大？咁你已經話我前列腺中度肥大啦。咁然後咧又再同我問我攞多1萬蚊，咁啊好似開始覺得佢嗰個銷售手法嗰方面咧就有啲問題。咁所以就同嗰個職員理論啦。咁但係咧，當同嗰個職員理論嗰陣時咧，咁個職員咧亦都個態度係非常之差嘅。咁所以喺咁嘅情況之下咧，就嗰個投訴人就嚟咗消委會投訴啦，就會覺得究竟我之前嘅超聲波500蚊同2300蚊有咩分別咧？咁另外就係你不斷咁樣再去游說我去買啲成1萬蚊嘅一啲嘅檢測，咁其實係咪都屬於一個不良營商手法咧？咁所以係嚟到消委會嗰度去投訴嘅。咁呢個就係一個個案，同大家可以分享下。
仲有冇關於身體檢查計劃嘅問題？係香港電台。
Some English questions and because you said that 30% of the plans won't involve a doctor during the checkup, so do you recommend consumers to choose those body check plans that involve a doctor explaining and also diagnosing the results, and how important is that? And should consumers also avoid pursuing plans that include a large number of unnecessary examination items? Thank you.
So for your first question about the doctor follow-up, right? About whether the doctor explained the report or not. Because as I just mentioned in my presentation, that if there is sometimes because a result we got some false positive or maybe false negative result. At that time, it would be maybe cause some unnecessary loss of money, or maybe nervous for those false positive result. And for those false negative results, it might cause some delayed treatment. So for this kind of case, usually the doctor can be aware about maybe some abnormal results at the end, and so that the consumers can get some professional opinion from those doctors to whether they should maybe get some abnormal result, so that you have to do further examinations or not. But for those, if they are not a doctor, that they may not have the ability to tell the consumers about these information, and maybe cannot to get the most appropriate follow-up about the examination result. For the second question is about whether the consumer should choose the large amount of items included in the health check plan, right? For that one, as we mentioned, we should. There is no true or false, yes or no answer for this one, because it really depends on those users, where the consumers, whether like their personal conditions, like their age, like their health risks, like their family health history, like that. So we always recommend the consumers to get some maybe consult their family doctor before they choose these kinds of family checking plan. Otherwise, they may buy extra money for those unnecessary check. So I cannot say whether it is a large amount or not, large or not. Because maybe for some consumers, they really need the full set of all those health check items, but this is not applicable for all the public.
仲有冇關於身體檢查計劃嘅問題？係有線電視。
係都想用中文答翻關於即係冇醫生去跟進嗰個報告啦。咁其實咁樣其實會唔會誤導咗啲病人咧？因為佢可能未必有專業知識去解釋嗰個報告俾嗰個病人啦。咁同埋 見到啲體檢計劃咧，有啲即係8項個基本檢查項目咧，即係有啲係淨係得嗰1項或者都唔係好多嗰啲基本項目。咁其實係咪一個即係呢個combination 其實係咪有冇問題咧？消委會覺得即係咁即係最基本嘅嘢，你個套餐都唔包嘅話，咁係咪有一個問題喺入邊咧？唔該。
第一個問題就係頭先都講咗啦，咁個醫生嗰個問題啦。咁其實頭先英文都答過啦，就係如果假設冇一個醫生去做中間嗰個監察或者去做一個講解嘅時候咧，其實的而且確係冇咁理想嘅。譬如講緊我哋有時出嚟嗰個結果咧，有機會出現一啲假陽性或者假陰性嘅結果。咁呢啲情況嘅話咧，其實好多時候係醫生可以好，因為佢有個經驗嘅，有個專業咧，其實佢好多時候可以發現到一啲嘅端倪咧，可以做一啲跟進去睇下究竟會唔會係可以有一啲嘅譬如進一步嘅檢查啊，定係還是點樣咧？咁呢個其實係醫生咧係有一個專業咧去做一個回應嘅，咁去做一個跟進嘅。咁至於另一個咧就係講緊嗰個組合嘅問題啊嘛。其實係因為其實兩者本身係嗰個營銷嗰個方法咧係有啲唔同嘅啫。咁第一個就係講緊譬如醫院嗰啲，其實佢哋係做得比較全面啲啦。咁但係你話私人嘅一啲嘅醫療機構，其實佢就用緊一啲可能係一個基本套餐，然之後再加額外嘅一啲嘅項目上去。咁其實冇話對與錯嘅，咁因為其實都係講緊最緊要係個消費者本身佢要知道自己係需要啲乜嘢嘅檢查項目，然之後最緊要就係攞到一個最後嘅嗰個總收費去作出嘅比較，係啦。因為如果發現到嗰個總收費其實差唔多嘅話，咁個消費者其實即係我哋都有個例子見到啦。咁所以其實咧就唔會話一個叫做有冇問題，而反而其實消費者其實更加需要去了解自己究竟佢需要咗啲乜嘢嘅項目之後，再做一個格價。我諗呢個係更加緊要過係對與錯問題。
喺呢度我補充一點咧，其實都要好視乎咧嗰個醫療機構嗰個針對個客戶群嘅，因為會去睇到咧有唔同嘅體檢咧，佢個項目嘅多寡咧，譬如有一啲真係好少嘅項目，可能佢係純粹針對一啲入職體檢啊，又或者一啲好基本嘅體檢嗰個嘅要求，咁然後咧就再附加上去。咁所以咧就消費者當佢去揀選唔同嗰個嘅計劃嗰陣時，真係要問清楚究竟我需要啲乜。咁若果係原來你係需要譬如話10項嘢，又或者係20項嘢，咁個醫生可以清楚話到俾你聽嘅話咧，咁就唔使嘥冤枉錢，同埋你唔會測試咗啲無謂嘅嘢咯嚇。呢一個或者係測試少咗嘢啦，因為有啲可能大家純粹貪平，係會覺得係純粹每年做下啦咁樣樣。咁但係若果嗰個醫生同你判斷，你個家庭醫生判斷之後，可能你都開始要篩查某一啲嘢㗎咯喎，咁你不如去做埋嗰啲啦。咁但係如果你唔問嘅話咧，咁亦都可能係你每年嗰個體檢咧就變得冇意義。咁所以咧喺呢一方面，消費者自己本身真係都要又係要增進多少少知識，咁同埋咧要問清楚之後咧再細心比較咯。
係，仲有冇問題？如果冇，我哋去通渠劑產品，有冇關於通渠劑產品嘅問題？呢度冇問題。咁我哋最後一個題目咧就係食肆收費嘅爭議嘅投訴。係香港電台先。sorry，唔係有無線電視睇錯咗。
你好啊 ，TVB 嘅，其實都想問翻咧，啱啱都提過，即係QR code 嘅做法越嚟越普遍啦。咁但係其實嗰啲關於食肆嘅投訴裏面有冇即係統計過，究竟有幾多係涉及 QR code 嘅投訴嘅咧？另外一個問題咧，就係想問，即係越嚟越多，既然係用 QR code 落單啊，咁然之後繼續係收加1嘅時候，消委會會唔會覺得即係喺呢一方面嗰個服務費上面係可以有調整嘅空間呢？唔該。
我哋有冇一個純數字係一個 QR code 落單嗰方面嗰個嘅投訴咧？我就而家現階段冇喺手嗰度，不過咧喺我哋嗰個嘅投訴睇先啊！同事可以覆翻俾我，如果係有呢一個數字嚇。咁但係咧就係明顯地睇到咧，就喺我哋千幾個嗰個嘅投訴裏面咧，有1/3咧就同呢一個價格嗰方面係相關嘅。咁嗰啲收費嗰方面嗰個相關咧，咁當然裏面咧就係牽涉到呢一個 QR code 呢個+1同唔+1嗰個嘅問題啦。咁你第二條問題係咩話？OK 嚇嗱，其實咧就服務費呢一個題目咧，就真係都時有呢一個爭議嘅。不過喺一個本地嗰個嘅 文化嚟講啦嚇，好多時咧就係講緊，即係同埋喺海外都係會睇咧，就一個服務費咧就係涵蓋緊整個嘅嗰個嘅用餐嗰個體驗，即係話咧由前線嘅員工啦、訂餐啦、送餐啦，去到廚師啦、清潔啦等等啦嚇，咁啊希望咧就係一次過咧就用一個服務費咧就係去提供，咁但係唔同地方又當然有唔同做法啦，譬如話大家都知道，如果你去美國嘅話咧，佢嗰個服務費好高啦，去到20%至到25%啦，喺日本就唔收啦，咁喺香港咧就係過往嚟講咧都係有10%嘅服務費啦，咁但係亦都唔係話間間食肆收，有啲就話我免加1嘅咁樣樣，咁所以咧就所以咧喺呢一個服務費嗰方面咧，個消費者究竟首先第一就係嗰個食肆有冇清楚話俾消費者聽，我係收加1，定係咩情況之下唔收加1，定係某一啲嘅推廣唔收加1，其實呢啲嗰個嘅溝通嗰方面咧係要非常之清楚嘅。咁而第二咧就係個消費者嗰個嘅權利嗰個問題啦，因為咧就係話，如果餐廳係未有事前去通知嗰個消費者，我係收加1嘅喎，咁你係咪仍然都仲可以收取咧？咁呢一方面咧就要小心啲啦，係嗰個食肆嗰方面，因為咧雖然話加1服務費可以視為係香港飲食文化一個好似約定俗成一個嘅做法，咁但係咧可能從一個合約嗰個嘅條款嘅角度嚟睇咧，就未必成為一個隱含嘅條款嘅。咁所以咧就係若果冇一個清楚嘅溝通嘅情況底下，個消費者唔知道又或者唔理解原來係有呢個加1服務費嘅存在嘅話咧，其實消費者去拒絕去俾呢一個嘅服務費咧，都有佢嗰個權利喺度。咁當然啦，咁好多時消費者就係息事寧人，又或者係覺得其實佢嘅服務都唔係話太差，咁所以我會繼續去俾嗰個服務費。咁所以咧就呢一啲就係會好容易會引起爭議嗰個地方咯。咁我哋都係會建議咧，就係儘管收呢一個加1服務費係某程度上香港一個好普遍嘅一個做法，咁但係咧個食肆都絕對唔可以掉以輕心，佢係應該要清楚展示話俾消費者聽，不論係門口嘅展示啦、餐牌啦，如果你係用 QR Code 點餐嘅話，或者係張單嗰度咧，都應該係要釐清楚。同埋講清楚話俾個消費者聽咧，你係會收呢個加1服務費，同埋嗰個比例係講緊係幾多？即係你係10%嘅就10%。咁如果你係有某啲情況底下唔收嘅話，亦都要講翻清楚俾個消費者聽。咁呢一個咧就係最緊要嘅。如果唔係嘅話咧，咁其實咧個消費者喺不知情嘅情況底下，佢亦都有佢嗰個嘅權利所在咧，就係去拒絕去俾呢一個加1嘅服務費咯。但係當然，如果好清楚已經展示咗嘅話，呢一個某程度上係行入個鋪頭嗰陣時，又或者係一路點餐嗰陣時已經係好清楚知道嘅，咁呢啲情況底下就係某程度上係一個條款嘅一部分咧，咁個消費者咧就要俾翻嗰個責任咯。希望解釋到俾你聽。
係，仲有冇關於呢個題目？
頭先同事話俾我聽，暫時我哋係冇用 QR Code 去分類呢一個投訴嗰啲數字嚇，咁所以就唔好意思，暫時俾唔到你啦。
係 RTHK。
我想問下咧，就係都見到其實上年同埋前年咧，涉及食肆嗰個投訴比起2020年嗰時都明顯多咗差唔多1倍啦。即係覺得嗰個原因喺邊度？係咪即係都多咗？即係用咗電子點餐之後，即係都覺得係衍生多咗啲投訴咧。另外有個數字想 clarify 咧，就係都見到你哋個稿嗰度咧，就同埋頭先都有講到話上年同埋今年首季度咧就有1160同埋330宗涉及食肆嘅投訴啦，咁3成係涉及收費爭議，但係即係睇翻個表咧就直接話食肆收費爭議就1160咁樣，咁其實係冇話邊一個數字先至係比較準確咧？唔該。
因為我啱啱抄緊嗰個表，你可唔可以再講多次你嘅題目啊？重複一次，唔好意思，因為我啱啱頭先抄緊我個表。
個數詞嗰度就係頭先都有提到，同埋稿嗰度都有講過話，上年同埋今年首季度分別有1160同埋330宗涉及食肆嘅投訴，咁當中3成係收費爭議，但係睇翻個表咧就係食肆收費爭議嗰度直接上年已經係有1160宗。咁其實係邊一個數字先至係比較準確一啲？唔該。
1160就係涉及食肆嘅爭議，即係呢度都係整體同食肆相關嘅投訴。咁頭先我哋講緊1/3咧，就係講到明咧，就係同佢嗰個嘅價格收費嗰個嘅爭議。咁嗰度咧就係佔咗305宗，咁所以就佔咗3成啦。
即係稿嗰度嗰個數字先至係準確嘅。
稿嗰度就係整體涉及食肆嘅投訴就係1160宗。
我補充少少啊嘛，可能係派俾大家嗰張投訴數字嗰度咧，可能寫得唔好清楚。嗰、個係整體食肆收費，寫咗食肆收費爭議，主要係今個題目關於食肆收費爭議呢個題目，我哋相關嘅過去嘅投訴咁解啫。
另外就係嗰、個、投訴比起20年都明顯係多咗，咁有冇分析過原因喺邊度咧？唔該。
呢一度咧，主要嘅原因咧就係有幾個範疇裡面咧係明顯地睇到一個上升嘅趨勢嘅。一個咧就係頭先講嗰個價格同埋收費嗰個爭議咧，如果由2020年相比起2022年咧，由139宗咧就升到305宗，咁呢度咧嗰個嘅升幅咧都係會比較多嘅。咁另外咧就係嗰個服務嘅態度嗰方面啦，就係服務態度欠佳啦，上菜速度慢啦，送錯嘢食啦，咁呢一啲咧都係睇到咧由164宗咧就升到278宗。咁而仲有一個就係嗰個漏單同埋喺冇指定嘅時間裏面咧，就係送餐咧都係佔咗成140宗，就比2020年咧31宗咧就係為多嘅。咁所以咧喺呢幾個範疇裏面嗰個嘅升幅係會比較大啲咧，就會令到嗰個投訴咧就會有所上升啦。你講400幾宗嗰度咧，就係講緊係去到4月今年頭嗰4個月。
呢個可能就同頭先個稿就我哋講第一季1至3月，然之後個 table 我哋係講緊係1至4月，咁所以呢度個數字可能你就會見到有個落差，係啦。
係頭先好似見到係咪 Now TV？ 係 Now TV。
你好 Now TV， 想問下咧，其實頭先嗰幾個個案裏面咧，其實嗰啲餐廳會唔會其實有可能係有欺騙啦、誤導或者係強迫消費嘅成分咧？咁樣睇，唔該。
好，我哋不如逐個個案講。咁第一個個案呢，其實呢，第一同埋第二個個案呢，都係講緊呢一個收費嗰個問題嚟嘅。咁大家呢，就要睇一睇呢一個留意下呢一個商品説明條例啦。咁因為商品説明條例呢，裡面呢就有一個好重要嘅其中一個違反呢一個條例嘅不良營商手法呢，就係講緊呢個誤導性遺漏。咁因為呢，其實呢個消費者呢，其實當佢去入一間食肆嗰度去或者係一個價錢嗰陣時啦嚇，其實若果佢唔係一個好清楚嘅展示，咁譬如話喺一個營業嘅行為裏面呢，佢遺漏咗一啲好隱藏嘅重要嘅資訊，又或者係令到你好唔明白，好難理解或者好含糊咁去提供嗰啲資訊。又或者亦都冇表露佢嗰個商業嗰個嘅用途企圖嘅話呢，咁而令到個消費者係作出一啲佢原本唔會決定嘅話呢，咁就可能咧又會觸犯呢一個咁嘅條例啦。咁嗱，譬如話係第一個嘅個案，咁佢行入去嗰陣時，佢就會覺得係係自己本身就係唔收加一嘅，咁因為佢睇住個餐牌嗰陣時唔收加一啦嘛，但係嬲尾你話俾我聽係收咗呢個加一嘅話咧，可能若果佢話喂，如果你收咗加一嘅話，我就唔會入去食嘢㗎啦，咁呢一個咧就可能就會係導致呢個問題啦。咁另外咧就係仲有另外一個嘅不良營商手法咧，就係講商品説明嗰個問題啦。咁就係若果你係唔清楚咁樣去展示你自己本身有關於商品嗰方面嗰個嘅資訊嘅話咧，特別喺個價錢嗰方面啦嚇，因為個價錢咧其實係一個好重要嘅資訊，而呢個重要嘅資訊，如果個錯誤或者係嗰個嘅遺漏係會導致到個消費者係作出佢頭先講嘅係唔會作出嗰個決定嘅話咧，咁就可能咧就係會有呢一個問題出現啦。咁所以咧喺呢一方面咧，我哋都會覺得咧就係即係食肆嗰度咧係需要去作出嗰個相關嘅改善。咁第二個個案咧就係講緊佢嗰個嘅。第一個係收費，第二個咧就係講緊嗰個價錢。 就係呢一個咧，亦都係一個誤導性遺漏嗰個同埋商品説明嗰個問題啦。因為咧你話俾個客聽，你直情寫到明係話俾個客聽係228蚊，咁但係點知原來你收嗰陣時就收我288蚊，咁爭咗成60蚊同埋嗰個加一，即係總共132蚊。儘管之後係退咗款啦嚇，咁但係個食肆亦都真係要留意翻下咧，喺呢一方面啦，可能佢都有觸犯呢一個商品説明條例嗰個嘅風險嘅。咁而第三個咧，亦都係有呢啲相類似嘅情況嘅，因為咧就係好多時一杯水，咁究竟佢係咪屬於一個茶芥咧咁樣？咁如果你係界定為係一個茶芥嘅話，咁唔清楚話俾個消費者聽嘅話咧，咁就亦都係咧係會有構成咗相關嘅風險㗎。咁所以咧所有食肆其實喺呢一個今次嘅投訴嘅實錄裏面呢，我哋真係要提醒所有嘅食肆呢，就係好明白大家要做宣傳推廣同埋反應都係要好快，要好短時間裏面要更改好多嘢，不論你嘅系統上邊嘅價格，你喺門口嗰啲嘅展示，又或者係喺廣告方面嗰個嘅宣傳推廣，甚至喺網上邊嗰個嘅宣傳，但係若果佢哋嘅一致性唔一致嘅話呢，而引起消費者好多嘅誤會或者係唔清楚嘅地方，而導致嘅糾紛呢，咁其實除咗話係一個溝通同埋一個消費嘅爭議嘅問題呢，其實都有機會令到你咧去觸犯一啲相關嗰個嘅法例嘅。咁所以咧喺呢一度咧就絕對係要提醒嗰個嘅食肆啦。咁仲有喺過往我哋嗰陣時咧，成日都出現一個問題咧，喺呢度都順便講埋咧，就係啲買一送一嘅問題。當你嗰個買一送一嗰陣時，原來嗰個寫個價錢，譬如話我當你買一送一係638蚊。咁個套餐咧下面咧就係2人錢㗎啦，已經係全部係2個人嘅份量。咁但係你冇講到明嗰638蚊，原來係每一個人嘅人頭計，即係話應該係乘2先至係真真正正嗰個嘅套餐嘅價錢嘅話咧，其實呢一啲嘅咁重要嘅信息咧，都係有機會觸犯呢一個誤導性遺漏嘅。咁所以喺呢一度咧，就都一定要提翻晒所有嘅食肆咧，就係逢親你去推廣嗰個買一送一嗰陣時咧，都真係要講得清楚，究竟你係講緊每個人頭啊，定係嗰個已經係整體嗰個套餐價？如果唔係嘅話咧，都係會構成自己本身嗰個法律嗰個風險咯。
仲有冇關於呢個題目嘅問題？我哋問埋呢邊先啊。係東方日報。
你好啊，想請教翻即係個案3嗰個 C 餐廳啦。首先想請教嗰個餐廳嘅類型係咩類型呢？係咪啲酒樓嘅類型呢？因為一般嚟講就多數都係酒樓有啲茶芥啊嗰啲咁嘅情況啦。但係如果呢個個案嚟講嘅話，嗰個客人即係唔飲嗰杯熱水啦，咁其實佢係咪可以免收嗰個茶芥呢？或者如果佢因為呢個入邊有冇寫到嗰個芥，即係醬料都冇提供到啦。咁其實如果佢冇飲熱水又冇攞佢醬料，咁其實嗰個茶芥嗰度係咪即係可以唔使收呢？咁同埋即係另一個就因為佢嗰個見到個個案呢，就即係爭議完之後都即係應該就冇解決即係佢即係冇退翻錢啦。咁其實同埋見到 A 嘅個案都冇退翻錢啦。其實呢啲個案嚟講，一般嚟講要會點樣跟進呢？即係咪又要報海關咁樣去處理呢？即係係啦。
反而調翻轉嚟答你，個客跟唔跟進呢？其實好多時係主宰喺個客嘅身上。即係譬如話，大家係遇到一啲不公平嘅情況，又或者覺得有啲自己覺得個客戶服務冇咁滿意，但係大家都會覺得有時就會消費者會覺得算啦，我總之我有一個lesson learn， 即係學習咗啦嚇，咁或者係受咗教訓，咁之後咧咁可能我就唔幫襯嗰間鋪頭啦等等嘅嘢，咁所以呢個決定權咧就喺個消費者身上嘅。咁但係當然我哋亦都會講清楚，當我哋每做一次嗰個嘅消費爭議嗰個調停嗰陣時咧，我哋都會清楚，我啲同事都會清楚解釋俾佢聽咧，究竟你嗰個法律嗰個權益同埋你嗰個消費嘅權益喺邊度啦。咁好啦，咁啊去翻第3個個案，究竟係一個咩類型嘅食肆咧？其實佢係一間普通嘅小菜館嚟嘅，係一啲傳統嘅小菜館。咁而咧佢就係喺嗰個餐牌好隱藏嘅地方，就係話就係最後嘅一頁啦嚇，就話係列明咗中國名茶熱開水為每位20蚊而作出嗰個收費。咁但係咧喺我哋嗰個嘅睇法嚟講咧，就其實 首先你喺嗰個餐牌上邊就冇講話係熱開水會收費。其實因為咧好多時咧就係大家去唔同地方去食嘢嗰陣時咧，俾杯熱水你咧，消費者一般嚟講咧都會覺得咧呢一個係唔需要收費嘅一個服務嚟嘅嚇。因為你純粹俾杯水去飲下啫，咁一杯熱水咁你係會另外收錢。咁所以咧就若果喺呢個餐廳喺冇採取一個合理嘅措施去解釋呢一個收費嗰個情況之下咧，嗰個條款就未必構成一個約束嚟嘅。咁所以係喺呢一個情況咧，喺我哋嘅角度嚟睇咧，就係儘管你喺最嬲尾嗰版嗰度啦嚇，有列明呢一個話熱開水都可能要每位收費20蚊，但係喺個整體嗰個嘅理解同埋喺嗰個溝通上邊，你係冇講到呢樣嘢嘅話咧，咁未必真係成為一個約束力。如果消費者咧亦都有嗰個權利咧，就係話唔俾呢個20蚊嘅。咁但係好多時就係消費者，但係我頭先講嗰句啦，息事寧人計，唉算啦，你啲咪有冇搞錯啊？呢一間餐廳咁樣嘅，咁都係俾咗個20蚊。咁當然咧之後咧就係都係嚟翻消委會嗰度去投訴啦。咁但係咧有一度咧我哋都要提下消費者嘅若果你係好多時，如果遇到呢啲情況你係不滿，你情願唔俾錢即係我哋話係一個叫做唔俾錢跟住走咗去嘅話咧但係咧就你又會要好小心喎，因為咧你可能已經干犯咗呢個不付款而離去呢個罪行喎。你唔俾錢而走咗去嘅話咧，其實係一個罪行嚟嘅喎。咁所以咧呢度都要提翻消費者咧，就係你要俾咗錢先，但係之後你去投訴，再爭取翻你嘅權益咧，就免除咗你呢一個干犯不付款而離去呢一個罪行啦。咁呢度都係要提一提翻。
RTHK English News.
Actually, our restaurants allowed to add different charges. For example, the service charge if they did not specify clearly on the ordering system, and also because there's a growing trend in which restaurants are using more self-order mobile apps. So, could this be due to the challenges that restaurants face in recruiting sufficient staff? And also, an extra question, because you said that you received more complaints. So are there any complaints from customers with disabilities or special needs, because they may face some challenges when using these systems? So do you have any advice for restaurants to ensure these systems can be accessed by all customers? Thank you.
The deployment of automation to support the restaurant service is a growing trend because of the need for enhancing the efficiency of the restaurants, and also you point out about the difficulty in recruiting the service personnel in the market. So that drove the restaurants to deploy more technology to support its operation. But nevertheless, it is still very important for the restaurants, if you are deploying the QR code system for you to place the order, it is so important for you to specify the charges clearly and itemize them well and accurately for information by access, by the consumer. Because if you don't specify it, about you will charge for service charge at that 10%, or maybe sometimes cake cutting, or maybe cockage, or maybe some add-on charges if you order any special dishes. You are not giving the right information to consumers, and in case of any dispute or you say this is wrong afterwards, that actually the responsibility should be more reside with the restaurant rather than the consumer, because the consumer rely on the information to make their own judgment and decision to purchase. So we believe this is very important for the restaurants to ensure the system by itself is accurate on the information provision. Whether we receive any complaints from the runnables about the difficulty to make use of to order through the QR code system, we don't have specific about mentally handicapped or maybe disabilities people, but the elderly they may have more challenges in using technology to order. That's why the Consumer Council, when we call for, while we support the deployment of technology to enhance the operation, the restaurants also have to be very flexible to accommodate the need from the vulnerables, especially the elderly and disabilities people. Reasons being is their IT literacy and the mobile literacy may not be as good as the regular people that they should have enough personnel to serve. If you cannot, we received one complaint in the past is it's really the elderly cannot order through the QR code system. They request for a dim sum, a slip to place the order, but there's no such slip available, the order sheet for them, so that drove the complaint because it's quite unfriendly for other customers. Okay, let me see. I have additional information for everyone is that QR code complaints, as a quick search from the council, by far, in the last 4 months, we received 9 complaints regarding the QR code order. And for last year, we have 19 cases regarding specifically for QR code complaints.
應該冇乜問題咯。嗰個唔好意思，嗰個音響系統都有啲 feeding 嚇。如果冇問題，我哋今日嘅記者會嚟到呢一度，唔該晒咁多位。係跟住我哋想喺後邊。